Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, it is draft week. We have our good friend Todd McShay on the show to break down the draft and our very special junior draft analyst at Barstool Sports, Cheah, to do some guys on picks, listener-submitted questions, also some just beautiful Cheah moments littered throughout, and draft memories. We're going to talk some basketball. The Womping is complete. The beginning of the show will be at the end of, we'll recap Tuesday night's games, and then we'll get into the Womping. We also have a new website out that you have to listen to. You have to go visit. We got to try to put it on for our guy, Kenny Pickett, before the draft on Thursday night. And we're brought to you by our friends at DAZN. It's fight season on DAZN as Katie Taylor puts her unbeaten 20-0 record on the line when she takes on Amanda Serrano in an eagerly anticipated fight at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, April 30th. I will be there. I'll be in attendance. I'm very excited for this. The WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF, and the Ring lightweight titles will be on the line as part of a great night of matchups on DAZN. This historical matchup is the first ever female headline fight hosted at Madison Square Garden, and Barstool will be there covering it all. Be sure to follow along on social all night and buy the fight exclusively on DAZN. Also, we have the Canelo fight coming up the next weekend where I'll be in Vegas for that. So stream the fight live only on DAZN. Download the DAZN app or visit DAZN.com. I think I'm going to be ringside, so you'll be able to watch me too, and it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great night. This Saturday, April 30th, it's going to be an awesome one. Katie Taylor going up against Amanda Serrano. So stream the fight live only on DAZN. Download the DAZN app or visit DAZN.com, and let's get some fighting going. Okay, let's go.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DAZN. Go check it out. Big fight Saturday night, DAZN.com. A lot of content coming out of there. I will be there. Today is Wednesday, April 27th, and the Minnesota Timberwolves continue to be a cursed franchise.
So weird. But I will say, though, that I want this series to keep going on indefinitely. I want this series to keep going throughout the entire playoffs. Like, I don't want either team to advance. I want just this series to continue going on concurrently while the rest of the NBA playoffs takes place, because it's so much fun to watch.
Right. And it's we didn't even have a protester tonight, and it was awesome. And Morant with the game winner with a second left. The comeback from the Grizzlies, who played terrible for the first three quarters and then made that run. I agree with you. I want this to go 7. I feel bad for the Timberwolves, but I'm now in Timberwolves. If you're a Timberwolves fan, I think that you can now chalk this up, because this series is so competitive. Every game's a war. This is just, you're getting, your legs under you. You're getting those, playoff reps in. So you'll be stronger next year. So it's not all losses. I know you don't want to hear that right now, but this series has been basically like two young teams trying to figure it out at the same exact time, and chaos ensuing in every single game.
So Big Cat, you're exactly right. Two young teams. I actually looked it up because I was like, there's a reason why this series is so fun to watch. Obviously, you've got great players on both teams. They're the two youngest teams in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
2 of the 5 youngest teams in the NBA, which means that you're going to see some guys that have the ability to do like incredible, amazing athletic stuff, but also make really, really stupid, awful mistakes a lot, which just, it means that you're going to get a hell of a series. You've got the doy plays. It's like Jameis Winston was an entire NBA team and he was playing himself.
Yes, yes, and it's the best for the viewer. And I had two dad takes, one positive, one negative. The one negative was the John Morant dunk was incredible, but he didn't get back on defense and he almost got scored on, and they were down 11. But that dunk was incredible. But I was actually yelling at my TV, get back on defense, Ja. And the quarter ended, but it might have even been the half ended, but he they almost got a layup because no one was getting back on defense. And then the other one, a pro dad take, the Grizzlies in the fourth quarter, what they did on the offensive glass was so much fun to watch. They were battling so hard. I saw the stat. They had the Grizzlies offensive rebounded 61.5% of their misses in the fourth quarter and scored 12 points off of those. Like, that's the game right there. They just kept on getting second shots. Brandon Clark could not be stopped. Like, he would just, I think that is the weakness of the Timberwolves. So Timberwolves fans knew that could happen to them. But there's something about a guy who has like a relentless motor, and John Morant was getting involved too. A relentless motor on the offensive glass it's so much fun to watch, because every missed shot you're like, nope, that's not the end of this possession. They're gonna fight tooth and nail to get this ball back.
Yeah, I understand your point about like yelling at the TV. That is something that you get when you become a dad. It's like you get the New Balances or you get the Air Monarchs, and then you get really mad when players
get back.
When players
do
something awesome and then
they
don't
get
back on defense. I actually think that the NBA is probably like 3 years away from implementing a rule where if you have a hard enough dunk, the game just stops for 5 seconds and like strobe lights go off and the reggaeton horn sounds. And then everybody's like, oh my God, you've got the guy from the N1 mixtape screaming like, my God, son, it's over. Like we should take like a little pause to appreciate that.
Yes.
The vibe, that's when the vibes changed in this game, because it was, first of all, I don't know how he dunked it from there. Secondly, the ability to just like bend the rim from there. It wasn't like what the Dwight Howard dunk in the slam dunk contest where he kind of threw it down through the hoop. He his arm stretched out while he was in midair and got there. It was awesome to watch. And I love it. I just love games like that when at the end of a game, one guy just takes over the entire game and everyone on the court knows what's going to happen on offense and the player can still do it. It reminded me a little bit of that, the LeBron James against the Pistons playoff game back in like 2005, I think, where he scored like the last 20 points for his team or something crazy like that. I love the ends of games like that when it's just you can't do anything to stop this guy.
No, you couldn't. And I actually saying that Josh should get back on defense is actually not the worst dad take that could happen from that play, because there were a lot of people that were saying that was technically an offensive foul. And if they called an offensive foul right there, I think the NBA would just like implode on itself, because that dunk was so fucking cool.
Or for hanging on the rim.
Yeah, you just have to let it. You have to let that dunk stand because it was that fucking cool. It was, when a dunk is as violent as that dunk, it's like it's just so different than every other dunk, because you're like, oh my God, like it stops you in your tracks. Holy fuck, that was a violent dunk.
I also think that the NBA should bring back the old backboards for the playoffs, just so we can get one shattered. I miss somebody being able to either break a backboard. Shout out Claxton with his foul shots. I like that meme that he put out. Either tear the backboard down, like pull it down on your head like Shaq used to do, or just shatter the backboard. It makes games so much more exciting.
And I want to say one thing in defense of Karl Anthony Towns, because a lot of people are doing the posting him doing the after he hit the big three to go up 4 with like a minute left or something. You have to be able to celebrate those moments. That's not like it's not like egg on his face. Oh my God, how could he shush the crowd? Like, he hit a big shot. He played well. He's playing more aggressive. He still has like a few plays a game where I'm watching it. He had one where he was like galloping like a horse, trying to shoot like a one-legged fadeaway while also going forward. Like he has these moments in the game where his body just makes no sense. And I don't think it's almost like he's Pinocchio with the fucking, what is that called? What's that guy called?
Geppetto?
No, but
the
what
marionette,
is this? The marionette. Like his body just like floats, but he was good. He's been aggressive. So I'm going to defend him on the meme that's going around. You're allowed to do that when you hit a big three, like he hit a big three.
Yeah, just like I didn't have a problem the other night when they were up in Minnesota, and he said, "We're in Minnesota now."
That one was just corny. That was corny.
I didn't have a problem with that at all. He was just happy to be there. So I also, D'Angelo Russell at the end of the game, That was hilarious. Where it was like, it's D'Angelo Russell time. That's what needs to happen right now. Everybody clear out. We're going ISO. It's me, D'Angelo Russell, and I'm going to make this happen. And then he almost airballed it, but like over the backboard.
Yeah.
It was an awful last. He's an all-time like feeds off energy guy.
Yes.
Where if his teammates are playing well around him, he thinks he's got that too in his bag. It's like if Ringo were to be like, "Hey guys, let me take this solo real quick."
Yeah, that's how you get Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's what happens. So speaking of off the backboard air balls, that's a perfect segue to Trae Young and what he put out there tonight. One of the ugliest performances like ever. So he finishes this series, and the Heat, no Kyle Lowry, no Jimmy Butler, no problem. The Heat are looking as locked in as ever. Like they deserve all the respect for like even the one loss to the Hawks was a buzzer beater. So it's not like they lost any games, got whomped in any games. This actually would have been a whomping. This would have been a whomping, a 5-game series where the only win for the Hawks was a buzzer beater. But Trae Young finished this series with more turnovers than baskets.
Yeah.
30 turnovers, 22 baskets. It hasn't been done in like 45 years. He was so bad. I tweeted a clip. He hit the side of the backboard on a corner 3. That's like, you don't see that in the NBA. That doesn't happen in the NBA.
I do that all the time.
But you're right. Like, and you'll see it in like college games where a guy like just has to shoot because he's so wide open. But it was so bad for him, and he just kept on shooting. He was 2 for 12. He had more shots than he did points. I mean, I think we go back, we revisit, like, is it going to end up being a bad thing that they went to the Eastern Conference Final last year because they went in the playoffs and this whole season being like, we've done something, we can do this, and their season ends in kind of a very gross way. Even though the Heat are a very, very good team, that was a gross ending for the Hawks.
So Trae Young had 77 points. Max Strus had 70 points.
Yeah.
He's motherfucking Max. It was a bullpen game for the Heat is what it was.
Ja Morant had more fourth quarter points than Trae did in the game tonight.
That's crazy. So I did go back and I grinded a little bit of the tape, watched some of the second quarter because Billy and I went to a science presentation with a guy that's going to be on Part of My Take coming up soon. But I watched some of what happened in the second quarter. You know what Spoelstra did? You know the change that he made in the second quarter?
He's just like, let him shoot.
No, he started to press. Spoelstra used the full court press, which we've talked about a little bit on this here podcast. Obviously, you can't do it in a full game in the playoffs because like it would be insane. Your guys would get tired, and the dribbling's just too good. But he was pressing, and that's when the game switched.
Well, they did that all series on Trae Young, not the press, but like they just sped him up. They made him go fast, and he just becomes an uncontrollable like mess of a basketball player when that happens to him. And the Heat defense, Hank, I know that you're riding high off the Celtics, but I would say that obviously the Nets were a better team than the Hawks, but this was as big of this is as good as a whomping as you could get in terms of the like series ending. Like basically the only difference between the Nets and Celtics series and the Hawks and Heat series is the Hawks buzzer beater went in. Like they like game 1 goes to the Nets. That's the same thing.
One of their best players wasn't playing in the series too. I think that, are not playing 100%.
I mean, Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry didn't play tonight.
True.
They didn't play tonight.
That's true.
They basically did load management in the playoffs. That's how much they disrespected the Hawks.
No,
because like if this was a game 7 of the NBA Finals, there's no chance Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry aren't playing. They were like, this is fine. We can win without them. And even if we don't, we'll just win in game 6. No problem.
It literally was the first time that I've seen a team do like a bullpen game in an elimination thing. And they're like, you know what? We're going to go Max Strus and then more Max. Just when you think you've had enough, we're going to give you more of them. They're just the Heat are such a good team right now. That's the team that would scare me as a true blue, like dyed in the wool Celtics believer.
Well,
The Heat is the team that scares me out of the East.
here's what would scare you, Hank, is the
Bubble
Heat.
revenge.
The
I
Heat,
want it.
The Heat play defense like the Celtics play defense. Like when you have a low possession series and both teams are good at defense, it basically comes down to a few guys making shots. Obviously, you have Jason Tatum, but the Heat, I think now officially deserve our respect because that was a whomping and they're looking really good. And Jake, how are you feeling? Heat culture. Jake is a Heat fan. He was tweeting about the Heat tonight.
I'm feeling great. I mean, I agree with what you said. Like, even next round, everyone's going to be talking about Giannis versus the red hot Celtics who just took out KD and Kyrie.
Whoa. The Bulls already lost game 5. Did I miss something?
Haven't you tweeted that they're done?
No. They're playing possum right now.
I think you said earlier in this podcast, because we're doing a time
later.
episode.
Yeah, later.
Later in this podcast, I think you said like,
yeah,
this is asterisk. The series is over.
Because Zach LaVine got COVID for the 17th time.
Yeah.
But go ahead, keep going.
So, that series is going to get all the spotlight and the storylines. Heat versus maybe Raptors or 76ers is going to get the non-prime time slots because no one respects a team that's been there before. But hey,
I love this. Chip on your shoulder.
Jake is Heat culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You embody it.
Yeah, no, it couldn't be in a better spot right now. I hope the Raptors push it to 7 and the Heat will host on Monday and no one will be talking about them. So great.
Call out who you want. Yeah, call out who you want.
Oh, obviously I want Hank.
No, but who do you want in the next round?
Oh, next round?
That was great.
Excuse me?
We're gonna have to figure out the stakes for Heat Celtics Eastern Conference Final because that will be.
I mean, but
awesome.
It's like Hank is a winner. Hank wins just consistently at everything. But
Jake is my kryptonite.
The Achilles heel that Hank has is our darling Jake.
Yeah,
I need you guys to go. I need you guys to go to Boston and Miami, both dressed in full kit.
I think it needs to be a step over bet. I think the winner gets to step over the loser.
But don't you think they both have to go to the games to get like one game together in Miami?
We're getting way ahead of ourselves here.
Game Time app. Thank you, Game Time app. That's awesome that you sponsored this content. One game each, Boston and Miami, and then Hank wears a full Jason Tatum outfit, and Jake wears a full Duncan Robinson outfit.
Well, yeah, I guess we
I'm
both
down. Like I would like to get there first.
Yeah, but we both have to win 4 more games. But yeah,
but you're the one that said you wanted Hank when we were talking about the Raptors and the Sixers. But
no, he called you out by name.
Yeah,
I need this.
Put your name on it
so bad.
Jake,
bad.
I saw your tweet earlier tonight about the critique of the whiteout. Is that something that they need to address moving forward? Because you can get away with that in a first round matchup where you're going to gentleman sweep them. They obviously, weren't bringing their A game, but the whiteout, it did look weird.
Yeah, but apparently I saw a picture that they actually did that once in the 06 playoffs when they had Wade and Shaq. And they won it all that year. So
where they go with the black jerseys,
red jerseys
in
a whiteout.
Whiteout. Yeah, I don't like it. I like going, if you're going to white it out.
Yeah. And I do like Miami. I like the Miami whiteout just because everyone just wears their like boat attire or their country club attire, and it kind of just fits with the whole thing.
Yeah, just linen everywhere.
Yeah, just so much linen and tans. Yeah,
button down, like 2 buttons off.
Yeah,
like a cocktail.
They got the sprinklers going a little bit.
Sunglasses. Yeah,
Heat culture, baby. Heat culture. All right, and then the last game. I feel bad for Pelicans fans because we just like haven't recapped any of their games because they just decided to play the whole series very, very late. I'm going to say the Suns have won.
Yeah,
they're up 14.
That's fair. The Suns are going to win this game. I need Chris Paul to get 10 assists. Hopefully that's going to happen. But this is good momentum for the Suns. Hopefully they can learn how to win a game on the road.
And listen, I want the Pelicans to win the series, but I also understand that as a podcast, we would probably lose one of our favorite guests if the Suns lose this series in Ryan Russillo. I don't think he'll ever come back on because it would be torture for him. We'd bring up Chris. We wouldn't talk about anything besides Chris Paul, and I think we'd make him cry. And I love him to death, but I think that we just have to say, you know what? it will hurt all of us too much to do this anymore. So in a weird way, I guess I am rooting for the Suns just so that he can stay in our lives.
I don't want to have to do that to him.
Right, but I
we
have
will.
to.
But we,
Have
yeah,
to.
exactly.
Have
And it's going to be a complete bullshit argument that we'll have to make against
Mhm.
him, which is like
Mhm.
Chris Paul once again chokes it away,
Mhm.
and we'll have to completely ignore the fact that Booker's not playing.
Maybe
But we have to do that. It's like we're an insurgency, and it's easier for us to win a battle where there's no actual rules of engagement, where we don't give a shit about the nuance of the basketball takes.
Yeah, maybe I'm rooting for actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm rooting for like, I don't want any significant injuries, but if DeAndre Ayton and like Mikal Bridges both got COVID and then they lost because they just lost 3 of their starters, and then we could be like, Chris Paul's a choke artist.
Is Jay
That would be
Crowder still
fun.
on the Suns?
Yeah, he is. That would be a lot
so
of
it's
fun.
like it's like Jay Crowder and Chris
Hey, Chris
Paul.
Paul
Just
running
the two
high
of them.
pick and rolls.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do a quick ad, and then on the other side, we're gonna talk about the Womping bet and the Wampus Cat, and then do Hot Seat Cool Throne, Todd McShay and Stephen Cheah. Great rest of the show coming up, back in studio right now. Before we get to the rest of the show, a quick word from our friends at Shopify. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. You can use Shopify to reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more. Synchronize your online and in-person sales and gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. It's more than a store. Shopify grows with you. This is possibility powered by Shopify. So go right now, shopify.com/take, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. You want to be an entrepreneur? You have a good idea that you're trying to sell to the people? Shopify can do all of the tough work for you. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/take right now. Shopify.com/take. You have that idea. You've had it for a while. I'm talking to you. Start making it a reality right now. Shopify.com/take. Free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Shopify.com/take. Okay. The Womping is complete. The Womping is complete.
Got womped last night. I was wrong about the Celtics. Well, Jake was wrong about the Celtics.
Mostly Jake.
And I will never regret sticking up for my guy Jake. He watches a lot of ball. When he says something, it's Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So no regrets on my end wanting to have your back on that, Jake. But it was tough. I mean, it was reverse womping. Not only was it not a Nets womping, but they got womped in force.
Thoroughly womped. Yes, Hank.
Question.
Yes.
And we'll get into it, but how much credit to the loss do you give Jake of being completely defeated before the game even began and having no heart or passion for the Nets to come
the
back?
sighs coming out of him. I was sitting next to Jake.
No,
He
I
was just
explained the reason
sighing.
why I was acting that way, though.
It's not just the day of the game. It was like the 3 days before the game. Jake had been – I'm glad that it ended last night with a Nets loss at home, because Jake could not have taken 2 more days.
That's
of
why I
thinking
wanted.
about
I just
this.
wanted to rip the Band-Aid off.
Yes.
Like even
Even
if they won 2 games, it would have been 2 extra days where I had to deal with it in my head.
You just wanted to be
Yeah.
done with it. By the way, you can
So-
watch the video on PMTV on the Pardon My Take YouTube. I will stand up for Jake right now and just saying the Wampus Cat that took place after the game, I allowed him to do pouches. So I thought that was fair because he didn't actually have anything to do with this. We dragged him in here. So he put a whole tin of pouches.
dozen.
Black Buffalo pouches with nicotine, checked on the video. PFT manned up with some skull.
I'm still picking pieces out of my teeth. On
Yeah.
the train ride back, we took a train ride back from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and Jake was sitting next to me, and he was just starting to sweat. I was starting to sweat too, because there's after effects. There's an aftershock that happens.
Yeah, there's
when
a lot of nicotine in
It's
those.
a lot of nicotine. And the funniest thing he kept saying over and over again was like, "Why do you do this?" He was like, "This isn't fun.
Yeah.
What's good about this feeling?"
Yeah.
And he was genuinely puzzled about
Yeah.
like
Like
why.
a little buzz? Not like a little like.
Oh, yeah, you were feeling a little. Your
Yeah, I
head
wrote,
was
I
but
wrote
like
down
little-
my symptoms.
Yeah. Okay,
Your
let's hear him.
symptoms.
Let's
Yeah.
hear him.
Nothing
Okay.
as they're putting him in.
Yeah.
Head spinning,
Yeah.
lightheaded, nauseous. Then you have to poop, and then you take a dump.
The poop part is the best part.
Yeah.
That's what.
And then you start it over.
Yeah,
Cycle.
right, exactly.
So, do
now
not
think about
recommend-
doing that when you're driving. That's when it's really the best.
That shouldn't be legal.
Well, if you have a Tesla.
Well, Billy
no,
was
that's why
saying
you
the
quit
other
tip.
day
That's why you
can
quit
get
tip.
it.
My bad,
you
my
can
bad.
Get a DUI from dipping.
Billy,
Yeah.
what Billy says is always true.
Yeah,
It would be, it would
I
be
think he was saying dip. I'm not even going to.
I would love it if Jake got a DUI behind the wheel and the officer pulled him over and like, sir, how much have you had to drink? He's like, I just did 2 pouches of Black Buffalo.
Yeah, I did a Wampus Cat a month ago.
I was talking about Copenhagen Black, which has, I think, whiskey in it.
Again, I don't know
Okay.
if that's true.
Yeah,
You could get
so-
it's like that. Billy's like, yeah, if you drink, if you eat what's the cake? Pound cake? Does pound cake have liquor in it? No.
There's some cakes
Rum
that have
cake.
rum
Cake,
in
yeah,
it.
there it is.
Billy,
Duh,
Billy's
idiot,
like
damn.
your friend's older brother that comes over during sleepovers and tells you all the weird shit that he's learned in high school.
Dude, if you swallow a bunch of pennies, you can't get a DUI.
I was asking him about. I was like, Billy, I'm trying to put on weight, gain muscle. What are some things I should do? And immediately he was like, drink olive oil before bed.
Yep.
And I looked it up, and it's a very debated topic. Like
Yeah.
some people, but it's not like it's not confirmed like you should do it or shouldn't do it. It's very much like I think the first thing you look up is like, does this help gain weight? And it's like no. But
Yeah.
then there's like forums where it's like yes.
yeah, Billy
I'm
lives
doing
on,
it.
he lives on the bleeding edge of nutrition.
Yes. Well, his advice to me was just do steroids, which I appreciated the bluntness with that. It's like you're too far gone for olive oil at bed.
So Jake, I've got a big question though. Like, is there a small part of you that kind of wants to try dip again today?
Absolutely not.
You're not addicted?
Did you go to the dentist?
No,
Did you make an appointment?
I already have one.
Okay, all right. So you were set.
I was already set.
I could see Jake being like, when police officers go through drive-thrus and somebody like sprinkles a little bit of weed on their burger and they take a bite and then they check themselves into the hospital for the rest of the day. I could see Jake like going to the hospital today just to monitor.
just to check,
Yeah.
just to check the heartbeat.
I apologize to the people on Dip Twitter. They're probably going to come.
No,
at us,
I have your back. You actually
you.
didn't. This isn't a situation where you did not actually say anything about this series. You got dragged in. It was still
I
funny
wanted to
to
do
see
it for
you.
AWLs.
Yeah, and you did it. You manned up. For the series, couple things. Jason Tatum he was easily the best player in the series. I like watching him in person. You know, like when you're watching a game in person, you're like, oh yeah, that guy's just better than everyone. And that's what it felt like. Scott Foster tried his best to make sure this series went 5, but the Celtics were just the better team.
Scott Foster was like watching an artist paint a masterpiece,
Yeah.
watching him just the way that he was handling the game. I don't even know if he was trying to make it go 5, but he was trying to make damn sure that everybody knew that Scott Foster was refereeing the game. He makes the weirdest calls ever.
Tatum's last foul was very, very bad. I watched it back on the highlights, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was a Scott Foster. Like,
And
that was a
Blake
big
Griffin
time.
was the one that took the charge, but there was a couple of those that were.
Shout out Blake.
Yeah, Blake.
Questionable.
Blake played his balls off.
All blood and guts.
If Steve Nash had put in Blake game 1, that series goes differently.
I agree. I mean, Blake's out there. I think he took 3 charges last night.
Yep.
He was on the floor the entire time, diving for balls, falling down.
Rebounds,
I'm a little
yeah.
concerned about Blake's balance because he is on the ground a lot.
Well,
He's just he really you could point out a couple guys on the Nets that effort is not an issue for. Blake Griffin, I think he had the best plus minus. I think he was plus 10 on the game.
Yes.
Dragic played really well.
Yeah.
Had a lot of effort. KD, I thought
Tried hard.
He's getting a lot of shit right now in the media, and he's on Twitter responding to it. But I don't think you can be like KD didn't put forth effort this series.
Let's talk about that real quick because it's obviously Charles Barkley said his comments were basically if you're not driving the bus, if you're not the best player on the team, if it's not your team, don't go around talking like you're a champ. I don't really understand that. Like, are you only the best player gets to basically claim the championship? And you could make the argument that Kevin Durant on the Golden State Warriors was the best player in those finals.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, he was the best player on that
But it
team.
was Steph Curry's team. And maybe I'm misconstruing what Charles was saying because then KD went on Instagram today and posted a bunch of pictures of Charles with all his teammates. Like, it's just a very weird thing to say when basketball is the ultimate team sport and everyone playing together and no one can do it alone. And it's just like, it's very bizarre to be like, yeah, Kevin Durant's rings are fraudulent. I know there's some people who think that. He was bad this series. He was. Like, he was not, and the Celtics defense is incredible, but Kevin Durant was not good.
And if you're
At
Charles
some
Barkley,
level, coaching is involved with that too. Because watching it in person last night, like all he could do, like he was just playing isolation basketball.
Right.
And he was scoring a lot, but it's like what at
Right.
some level you can be the best player in the world, but if your coach isn't helping you out by getting you open, like he had to work hard for his, like none of his shots came easy.
No.
Yeah, it was very frustrating watching the Nets on offense, especially compared to what the Celtics do on offense.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing two different games. And Charles Barkley calling KD out on like what is and is not considered his championship. Like Charles Barkley's the one that's saying this.
Yes.
Charles with all his rings.
Yes,
That
right.
he's able to say no, you can't claim that.
I have that right? Like that was what he was saying. If you don't drive the bus, he was like, if you don't drive the bus, don't go around saying that you're the man. Which is just, I don't know.
It's like John Kerry being like, yeah, I don't know if this election was legit. I wouldn't consider this a win. It's like, give me a break. Like you don't like Charles Barkley should not be the person that's deciding what counts as your championship.
I'm reading it right now. Yeah, Charles Barkley was discrediting. He said Charles Barkley goes off on bus drivers and bus riders for championship team and specifically talks about Kevin Durant. All these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me. If you ain't driving the bus, don't walk around talking about you a champion. If you're riding the bus, I don't want to hear it. Come on, Shaq, tell them. All these guys walk around with these championship rings. Hey, y'all bus riders. But let me tell you something. When you're the bus driver and you got all that pressure when you have to play well or you're going to get the blame, that's a different animal. Now, part of what he's saying is true that, like, Kevin Durant has more responsibility in Brooklyn versus Golden State because the team isn't as good, and he has to, like last year's playoffs, he had to drag them to that Game 7, and it was all on him. But are we saying that Kevin Durant's championships don't count?
Yeah, and also
that's wild.
It sounds like a lot of slander towards people who ride the bus as well, which I know Hank disagreed. Like Hank is a big public transportation guy.
Yeah.
We live in New York City.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to take the bus. Nothing
But
wrong
that's
with
just
riding a bus.
So weird. That means that basically one or two guys gets to say they won the championship every year.
Yeah, you can't say that the Warriors
trans shaming me.
Yeah, that team was not a bus either. That team was a nuclear submarine.
Right.
It had like 9 people doing their jobs at the same time.
Very, very bizarre. So I'm on Kevin Durant. I think it's fair to criticize Kevin Durant in this series.
Yeah.
While also saying his championships absolutely count. And that's just what it is. And shout out Kyrie. We don't have to talk about Kyrie for a while now, but he did say his COVID vaccination thing might have been a distraction. So that was big of him.
I'm going to wait for all the facts to come out on that.
It was great.
He
finally got there. He's like, I didn't want it to be about me, but it kind of became about me. It's like, you think?
He also said after the game about his plans on next year. He says he wants to re-sign with the Nets. He said, when I say I'm here with Kev, I think that really entails us managing this franchise together alongside Joe and Sean.
Yeah.
So he declared himself owner of the bus.
Correct.
He built the bus.
Yes.
2 other quick notes from the game. The first one, that I was there Saturday as well, and I was like drinking, went out after, had a good time, so the music wasn't as noticeable, but I was probably coming down from a hangover still on Monday, and it was brutal.
It's very loud.
The music, it just never ended. There was at no point was there not techno music, like not just music blasting. And it's a playoff game. It's like you're there to watch basketball.
The music was very loud. I don't like shaming bad sports town. These guys. There was one moment though that I was like in shock, like watching. There was a kid There was a moment where the Nets were coming back. Everyone stood up. Then a timeout happened. Everyone sat down. This one kid was still standing up. And a guy like 3 rows back was like, sit the fuck down. It's like, dude, it's a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
New York is not a bad sports town. New York is a good sports town. The fans care about sports. I love how angry they get at people. I will say, though, that Brooklyn, or at least inside the confines of the Barclays Center, that location right there is a bad sports town.
I mean, they put a hockey team there and moved it out in like a year.
Yeah.
Bad sports town.
And we witnessed history. That was my other note.
Yes, with Frank the Tank calling every single one. That will also be in Liam. Actually, Bubba made up a huge compilation of every single one of Nick Clangston's misses and Frank going clank during every single one of them. It was a joy going to a game with Frank. If you don't know Frank, he's got like a routine. And we're used to it because we hear it every day. But being around a bunch of people who have never heard his comedy act was a joy. Like when he brought out the Steve Trash, people were fucking laughing.
Yeah, no, and they all hit. Like all the one-liners were they were all landing on the captive audience.
Yeah.
It's a lot like if you make a movie with Jim Carrey and you're one of his co-stars in the movie, you probably get like a little bit annoyed by the end of shooting,
Right.
Because you've had to deal with Jim Carrey like screaming at you for 3 months, but then it hits theaters and the crowd like stands up and applauds, and you're like, oh yeah, this is very funny. I've just been around it a little bit too much.
Right, and there's something very special about being at a sporting event and having guy in your section. It can go very bad when guy in your section who thinks he's funny, like it goes south. But when guy in your section actually is funny and has the whole section captivated, that man has all the power in the world.
Yeah, because Nets fans were agreeing with him.
Yeah.
Celtics fans were laughing at it. Like it was very funny. It's like a bar.
0 technical fouls.
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. That's the part.
I honestly
where,
don't know if that's true either.
That's true. That could be a made up
And
stat.
that's a stat that
check
Frank really wants.
But-
Like he wants his coach getting technical.
But
fouls.
one of the first things that I noticed during the game was there were some questionable calls in the first quarter. Very questionable calls. Scott Foster was going the other way, and he was like, you could see the Nets players start to just like look at themselves, being like, "What the hell is this guy doing tonight?
What's happening?"
And nobody on the bench. Blake was the only person on the bench. He walked out onto the court and started yelling at the refs from the bench. Steve Nash didn't open his mouth. Like, you got to stand up and fight for you guys a little bit, right?
Yes, I'd agree. Yeah, what were you
That
saying?
was like the biggest pop when he finally, after he went 0 for 10 on the free throws, and then he made one.
Yeah,
Standing
that was
ovation.
pretty
It was like a
hilarious.
title. Yeah,
I love the sarcastic rounds of applause. I
It's
love
the
the
best.
sarcastic ovations.
there's nothing better. Yeah, go ahead.
It did feel like a torch game. It did feel like Jason Tatum, this was his torch. He took the torch from Kevin Durant. And watching him play, he's so big, but the way he moves is so effortless.
Yeah, and he defensively, like everything. He was, like I said, when you go to a game, basketball is one sport. When you go to a game, you can almost feel it, like who's the best player out here, and you're watching it. You're like, oh yeah, it's Jason Tatum. It's not even close.
Yeah,
like the game is his. However he wants it to go, he can decide. All right, other two games.
Shout out Game Time app too.
Shout out Game Time
and you
app.
guys
Great
will take
seats.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have gone better for Hank last night because the Celtics complete the sweep of the Nets.
He's a winner.
And it looks like the Sixers are in actual real trouble here. Ever since the 3-0 Joel Embiid buzzer beater, he hurts his hand. He's still playing, and the Raptors went into Philadelphia and beat them soundly. Now we go to Game 6. Hank, are you, like, as a Philadelphia hater, are you looking for this to end quickly? Like, are you looking for the Raptors to beat them in 7, or do you think it'd be funnier if the Sixers advanced and then lost in the next round?
No, lose now.
Yeah,
losing
losing a
now.
3-0 series.
Losing a 3-0 series.
And all I'm going to say is I'm judging this based on our colleagues Ron and Smitty. I asked them, and they both were like, could not be lower morale-wise. They're like, it's over. They've lost. It's done.
And Embiid's calling out James Harden after the game.
He's beautiful to see.
They said, how do you feel about James Harden only taking 11 shots? He said, it's not my job to tell him to take shots. It seems like something the coach should probably telling. It seems like something he should be doing on his own, or the coach should be telling him to shoot more. So he's blaming, Doc Rivers and James Harden.
Ron's exact quote was, "We're on to Jay Wright." So that's where Sixers fans are right now. They're ready to just move on to the next page, and Jay Wright is their next head coach.
I mean, it can't get worse than Doc. I think Doc's a funny dude. I think he's a good, I like him.
Won a ring.
As an individual, he got a ring. But this would be the absolute final piece of the puzzle for Doc Rivers' postseason coaching legacy. Maybe the most confusing postseason coaching legacy of all time if he managed to become the first coach to blow a 3-0 lead.
I got a little triggered because it was when he was on the Celtics and the Lakers were playing them in the finals, but there's an interview clip of Phil Jackson talking to his team being like, Doc Rivers has blown more fourth quarter leads this season than any other coach ever. We're seeing why. Like, just keep playing. Like, he was just destroying Doc. And obviously it was when the Celtics lost, but that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that
he doesn't have a good reputation.
His reputation completely lives up to the hype, especially if he goes through with this grand scheme. The one last heist for Doc Rivers.
There's only been 3 times that a team in the NBA has ever evened a 3-0 lead, being down 3-0. No team has ever come all the way back. So they lost. 3 teams have lost Game 7 after being down 3-0.
And going into this postseason, if you were to say which coach is going to blow a 3-0 lead, we would have all said Doc Rivers, right?
Yeah.
So
and then the other game, I mean, the Mavs are going to hopefully get rid of this Jazz team. Luka feels like he's all the way back. I'm excited because Luka being in the playoffs in the next round is so much better than the Jazz, and I know Jazz fans. I think Jazz fans actually have come around. They're like, yeah, this sucks. Like we're we don't really want to watch this team anymore. They need to do something different.
Quinn Snyder's aged like a president through this series.
It's brutal.
He looks probably 25 years older than he did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and recurring guest Jason Kidd may be going to the next round. People forget.
That's right, Jason Kidd. Deli called him actually on this show.
Yeah, that's right. On Russillo's show that we put on the podcast.
Yep.
Yes.
Was that legal to do? Just like take part of another man's show and put it on your podcast?
Definitely not.
Come do something about it, Ryan.
Yeah. All right, let's do hot seat, cool throw, and then we got Todd McShay, and then guys on picks with Stephen Cheah. Hank, hot seat, cool throw.
My hot seat is unwritten rules.
Okay.
This is baseball, talking about dip earlier, although this has nothing to do with dip. I don't know why I just said that. But over the weekend, PFT's Nationals were playing a game, and they were down by only 6 runs, and the Giants tried to score another run. They, stole a base or waved a guy in at third, got thrown out, and then the Nationals were coming off the field, pissed off, thinking that they were getting the score run up on them when it was only 6 runs.
To be fair, a 6-run lead to the Nationals is 20. We're not going to come back from that. But, yeah, I agree. It was ridiculous. But you know what? Sometimes when you have a shitty team, you have to just get into a fight to get everybody believing in something together.
Yes.
Get everybody on the same page. You have to start looking for those little perceived slights. Otherwise, you're just going to be dejected all year. So, yeah, that's it's probably more about the condition of the team overall.
It's like getting in a fight in college when you then go back with all your boys. You're like, see how sick that was? That was crazy, dude. Did you punch that guy? No one did anything, but you're sitting there afterwards, oh man, adrenaline, bumping. Everyone's boys tighter than we've ever been. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, you're up until 4 a.m. talking about the fight together and everything.
Oh, dude, I forgot I swung on that guy.
One time,
but this would be dude, we could have just scored 7 runs.
No, can't do that. Can't do that. One time I
just get through the lineup once.
Oh, dude, we could have just gotten pizza.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work. It's not the fight.
Yeah.
I called one of my friends one time when I was getting into a fight because I was way outnumbered, and we got into the fight. Went home. About 4 hours later, I want to say, around 3:30, 4 a.m., the friend that I called barges in the front door like the Kool-Aid man. He's like, let's fucking go. Let's fuck these guys up. And I was like, dude, that was at midnight.
He gets credit, though.
Yeah.
He gets credit.
He showed up. Better late than never.
Yeah.
Then my cool throne is NFL fan fiction. This was going to be my Who's Back from Monday.
Are you talking about me and my dad again?
I am talking about you and your dad, and I don't know if Chris Sims probably isn't a cousin, but he's involved in this
we
one.
Don't claim him.
Yeah, no, I would hope not.
Step uncle.
But he said that Tom Brady was trying to get traded to the Dolphins for a second-round pick, and that they were also going to trade for Sean Payton. And the only reason that didn't happen was because of the Brian Flores thing.
Would you say that Chris Sims is well connected with the Bucs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No.
Remind me again where he got drafted and where he played.
What, 100 years ago?
Okay, so you think everyone's making this up?
Yes.
Just to piss you off.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I kind of do.
I thought it was going to be something else because listen, we love Florio. He gets dragged sometimes on the internet, but his tweet last night was so emo. I wanted to text him and be like, "You okay, dude?" He said, "I have a mock draft ready to go. I'm seriously thinking about not posting it this year. What's the point? There are plenty of other ways to talk about the draft without pretending to know what's going to happen."
Wow.
What's the point of any of this?
I think Hemingway.
What's the point of us doing a podcast?
I think Hemingway said that the 6 saddest words in the English language: "for sale mock draft, never read."
What's the point?
I'm sure you know Rick Stroud, PFT, a prominent Bucs reporter for the Tampa Bay Times, someone who's very much plugged in the Buccaneers organization, and he was quick to dispute Sims' claim. So, whose side are you rolling with here?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think there's no chance that Tom Brady wanted to go to the Dolphins? Out of everything that we've heard, that Tom Brady was going to be an owner of the Dolphins.
This is what fan fiction is. Yes, there's a chance maybe Tom Brady might have wanted to entertain going to the Dolphins. That gets out there, and then these fan fiction writers just start making shit up for clicks.
The very fake news media.
Wait, why are you upset about the Dolphins thing? What does this have to do with you?
It's not upsetting. It's just when these things get reported, oh, can you believe Tom Brady was going to go to the Dolphins and Sean Payton? It's what? And then you look into it, it's no, this is I can start making this shit up.
But you're not mad.
But what does it have to? What is it if he went to the Dolphins? Would that make you mad?
I think
Yeah,
it's
there a division
absolutely.
rival?
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
absolutely
Okay,
would.
all right,
It's
all
not. I don't even have to entertain it, but it's more when PFT and his dad like bring it up as matter of fact.
I mean,
when it's purely
what?
fan fiction.
Fan fiction. I think that Hank's probably right to a certain extent where it was something that was discussed. It was never something that was like ironclad going to happen, but it was probably talked about.
And the Sean Payton makes it more of like, okay.
And
yeah.
now they know that whenever they write about or dig into like what conversation was had when, that's another win for whatever website they're writing for. A bunch of clicks coming through. I kind of agree with that, Hank, but I also think that it was a thing that was definitely discussed.
Many things get discussed.
Yeah, that is true. Many things do get discussed. Point Hank on that one.
Yeah.
Lots of things. Lots of things.
Yeah.
Binders of discussion.
Yeah, not everyone has ironclad NDAs like fourth floor Hank.
Like a team was going to get
Hank's got a Matt
That's-
Lauer
he's on-
room
he's
set
on the
up.
fifth floor now.
one second
He's on the
round
fifth
pick
floor.
for Tom Brady and a first round pick for Sean Payton. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That would happen.
Maybe.
Are you being sarcastic? I can't tell anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
BFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is the situation and all of his colleagues and cohorts because I'm a shore guy again this summer. I'm going back down to the Jersey Shore. I got addicted to it last year. Spent about a month and a half down there. Loved every minute. Booked the beach house today. It's official.
Nice.
It's happening. Going to be playing a lot of golf down there with our good friends at Barstool Golf Time. Going to be hooking up with tee times. I'm going to be slamming pork rolls, novelty drinks, whole nine yards. I'm so excited because I feel like summer gets a bad rap. I know you're not a big summer guy.
Preach.
Big Cat.
That's not true.
Preach BFT.
That's not
Summer-
true.
no,
I
summer-
don't
I'm
like-
happy you've converted.
I
It used to be
don't
me
like
against both
August
of you two.
in New York City.
I-
I will stand by that forever.
Wait,
New York
hey.
City's disgusting in the middle of the summer.
Hank, what are you talking about? I love summer. Summer's great. Summer's always
I like
been a
summer
thing of
too. I
mine.
do not like summer in New York City.
Is summer
It's gross.
is it your number one season?
I think it might be. I think summer,
You're not a football guy.
summer
It's
slash fall.
No, you can't do that.
What,
What the fuck?
I like summer slash fall.
No.
Yeah, because guess what? Guess what, bitch? September, that whole month until the 21st.
fall.
That's
Yeah.
no September.
fall.
September is the summer.
We're not doing the lunar calendar
we're-
bullshit.
it's- when Labor Day happens, summer's over.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is I love the summertime. I love being at the beach in the summer. I used to do this thing where I would go on vacations and try to see the world during the summer, but then I realized every place I would go in the world, I would just try to be near a beach. So why not just live at the beach
There you go.
for most of the summer? So for a lot of July and August, back at the shore, baby. Can't wait.
Love it.
I booked a place too. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Eastern Long Island, so I like summer too.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll be here on the third floor working.
I don't
but
think I can go to the
enjoy-
Jersey
enjoy your
Shore with
guys-
two little kids and like walk around and everyone be like, "Big Cat, what up, bro?"
No, enjoy your time off. I'll be on the third floor.
Oh, you'll be here.
Yeah.
Hank will be working. My cool throne is the skies of Georgia and Azerbaijan because on Wednesday night, Hank, would you like to talk about it?
On Wednesday night on the Part of My Take Twitch, PFT commentator will be streaming Flight Simulator.
I'm going to be engaging.
Ghost of Manhattan.
Ghost of
sorry.
Manhattan. I'm going to be finally. I'm going to hop on Twitch and I'm going to shoot down a bunch of MiGs. So 8 p.m. Wednesday night, I'll be patrolling the skies. Hope to see you guys there. I don't know really how to fly that well. Probably going to crash 9 times more than I don't crash, but I'm looking forward to it.
There we go.
Join us.
Tune in. Well, he lights up the skies. All right, my hot seat is every other quarterback not named Kenny Pickett because our guy, we here at Pardon My Take have created a website. Everyone should go visit it. It's called kennyshands.com. kennyshands.com. And you might be saying to yourself, what is kennyshands.com? Well, it is a place where you can decide the difference between Kenny Pickett's hands, see if Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger or smaller than random objects. So you want to fire it up real quick? Fire it up. Is it with apostrophe? kennyshands.com. No apostrophe.
I don't think you can type apostrophes into the URL
I don't think
bar.
so. I do not think so. Let's just here we go. Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than 2 Crayola crayons.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a 4-pack of AA batteries.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a cosmic brownie.
Ooh, Kenny Pickett's hands are not bigger than a concrete grain silo.
Ooh, okay. Just barely missed that
It's a
one.
tough break for.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than Milk-Bone dog treats.
Ooh, Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than sidewalk chalk.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a skateboard. Parentheses tech deck.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a Lego Bionicle. I don't know what that is, but they're bigger.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than Exhibit 164A from the O.J. Simpson trial.
Kenny Pickett's, now this is fairness because everyone should go check it out. Kenny Pickett's hands are not bigger than the Burj Khalifa.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a Pittsburgh steel adjustable wrench.
Wow.
That's big. That's big.
These are all the things that Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than. Everyone who's saying his hands are too small, we are here to dispel that. Go visit it. Visit it often. Spread it around to the people. Kenny'sHands.com.
Do you think that Kenny's hands are bigger than more things than they are not bigger than?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. Well, I mean, we could just check the site.
That's true.
If you hit it.
It's one of those, like, how many are there more doors or windows questions or doors or wheels in the world? I think that his hands are bigger than most things in the world.
I just did it 15 times, and there was only the Burj Khalifa.
Which is maybe the biggest thing in the world.
Right, which is the biggest thing in the world. So I don't really know. Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than Infant Yeezy Boost 350. Those are big.
Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than a ballpark Frank. There's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things.
Wait, Billy, can you fact check this? They're bigger than the world's largest megalodon tooth.
Yeah, Megalodon's tooth spout like 6x6.
Okay. So they're bigger than that.
Yep.
Wow.
Megalodon was kind of a bitch, huh?
Yeah, those teeth weren't that. Well, no, they're big teeth. They're big teeth.
Dude, they're teeth.
Because Kenny's hands are bigger. Kenny's hands are bigger.
I was assuming if you're going to call it megalodon, it should be mega. It's not very mega. Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out, Kenny'sHands.com. And then my cool throne is the Milwaukee Bucks because they get to go to the second round because Zach LaVine has COVID for like the fourth time. So I think we all agree that the Bulls were right. We're about to beat the Bucks, have a historic comeback, but Zach LaVine got COVID again.
Yeah, it's a tough break.
Yeah, so
what are you gonna do?
Asterisks,
yeah.
Asterisks on this series.
Something to build on.
Bullshit. That was total bullshit. All right, Billy.
My hot seat is Genghis Khan. According to the Smithsonian Magazine, a new study by the European Journal of Human Genetics has determined that Genghis Khan does not have the highest genetic net out of all Y chromosomes ever.
So what does that mean?
So remember how people used to say that Genghis Khan has 16 million descendants and has like the widest
he's
genetic
like Seattle
spread?
Slew.
Yeah, in like 0.5% of the world population. Turns out he is one of 11 who has that wide of a reach by a new study.
Whoa.
So you divide all of his offspring by 11 is what you're saying?
No. So there's another guy who there's another dynasty ruler by the name of Qin, a Qin dynasty ruler, and that's Qinq, called Geo Kanga, who also has up to 16 million living descendants. So Genghis Khan is off the throne of the highest.
Wow.
Ooh,
that's what everyone knows him for.
Tough break.
Okay.
Yeah. And my cool throne is Zach Wilson. There's a very funny, relatable video that was going around of Zach Wilson on the golf course, bantering with some people. And for some reason, be it his PR team or even the Mormon Church, that video cannot be found anymore. It's been totally scrubbed. Every time it's uploaded somewhere, it goes away.
That's weird because you sent it to me.
I know, because I have it.
So I have it too now.
It's very relatable.
Can
but
I
for
see
some
it?
reason,
Can we post it?
No, so I tried to blog it, but it was basically not worth blogging because whatever entity out there that's having it scrubbed from the internet is doing it very well.
So did you compromise me by sending it to my phone?
No.
Okay.
But it's on my burner account, for those that know.
Can you...
Oh.
It's a hilarious video. It's nothing bad for Zach Wilson. It's
send
just
it
him
to
on a
you.
golf course bantering.
What
It's
kind of
very
banter?
funny. He's just making funny jokes. But
I think you should put yourself on the cool throne too, Billy. You are one of the most fashion-forward people I've ever met. I haven't
you
seen
like
someone wear socks with Sperry's.
we're bringing back Elites
Maybe
and
ever.
Sperry's.
Well, I think the more questionable decision is the socks are being worn on the outside of your sweatpants.
I'm tucking my sweatpants into my socks.
Yeah, what's the
So I'm
logic
saying,
behind
he's
that?
basically
Just said it.
Kanye.
It's activewear.
Okay, got it.
It's ready for
Yeah.
active.
Competitive casual.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just sent it to everyone, so now everyone is going to probably get shut down by the Mormon Church.
No, just if you post it online.
Okay.
Like it was on Reddit, it was on the Jets Reddit forum, it was everywhere, and then all of a sudden just disappeared.
It's not even coming through to me.
Yeah, it was on TikTok. It's a very funny video. It makes Zach Wilson very relatable.
He got shadow banned on iMessage because he sent this.
Wow. Jake, your hot seat cool throw, and then we'll get to Todd McShay and Stephen Cheah.
My hot seat's the NBA on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
You saw this? So the
Spanked.
NFL is now doing a triple header on Christmas Day. So they just took over.
Spanked.
NFL is king.
This was what
Spanked.
I think you said is pretty much mentally your opening day of the NBA,
Yeah.
Christmas Day, and now it's just no one's going to talk about
Nope. I do love NBA on Christmas Day, but not when
3
NFL's
NFL
being
games.
played. Nope.
Is there any day that the NFL could not take over if they wanted to?
People were
March Madness.
Yeah, people were saying like,
Yeah, I'm biased.
no, I actually
First
would
4
agree with
days.
that. I think the novelty
2
of March
days.
Madness.
Thursday, Friday.
Like,
Yeah.
What if they had the draft on Thursday of March Madness?
I would watch March Madness.
I would too,
Yeah.
but what do you think would get higher ratings?
Probably the draft.
I mean, because also, I mean, it's cumulative, like March Madness ratings, maybe March Madness, but
Right.
like, yeah, I mean, that would be a toe to toe. Yeah, the NBA, they're screwed, and I know there was a lot of NBA fans like, well, they can only do this when Christmas is on a Saturday or Sunday.
Right,
It's
because
like,
they're moving the big slate to Saturday. They did this a few years ago.
just so you know,
too.
they can do it whenever they want.
Yeah.
If they want to do it next year on a Tuesday, they can do that too.
Yeah, Roger Goodell determined that the only rival that he had yet to conquer was Jesus.
Yeah.
And so he's
So
got him
he's taking
square
him
in
down.
his sights.
Yep.
I think there's going to be a game. I think I read this earlier today that there will be a game on that Black Friday after Thanksgiving.
Ooh. Wait, really?
Which would conflict with the USA England game, I think.
Well,
in
that
the
already
World Cup.
conflicts with Iowa and Nebraska.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
true.
it's an all-time color game in college football. I
That's
watch
true.
that
And
every year.
Virginia Tech
Amazon's
UVA.
made
Yeah.
a bid for a Black Friday game. Doesn't look like it's official yet.
Okay.
They're exploring the
that
possibility.
would be tough for me personally.
70 to 100 million for one game.
No, that's a traditional day that I need to stay the same, where it's like all the games that I lost on Thanksgiving Day, I can then be like, all right, I'm taking Iowa.
Yeah.
So don't do that to us. And then your cool throw?
My cool thrown's the Rams social media team.
Yeah.
Cool video about the draft, and they don't even have top picks.
I started to watch the video wanting to hate it, and then halfway through I was like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Are they staying in another like sick bachelor pad?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot they did that.
They had the best house last year.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know, but like, who needs picks if you're winning
I guess that was probably a COVID thing.
trophy?
So
Yeah.
they probably will just be in, or no, they'll probably just be in their facility. But yeah,
I do respect the Rams' just complete commitment to just paying for any free agent, never having draft picks, and just saying fuck the draft in general.
yeah. Did you watch the video? It was sick.
I saw
it was better than like most movie trailers.
I saw Aaron Donald at the chalkboard,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I saw that part of
yeah,
it.
yeah. And I think who's the actor that's playing Stan Kroenke? Was it Dennis Quaid? I think Dennis Quaid was in it. So they essentially were like, we don't have to do any scouting for first and second round.
Yep.
So let's put all of our resources into making this awesome video.
I love that. What now? It could be a smokescreen. It's lying season. What if the Rams like trade all the next 5 years worth of first round picks to move up
For
into
the
the
weakest
first round
draft ever.
Yeah, into the weakest draft ever.
That would be
You never
great.
know.
Yeah, zag on everyone's zig. All right, let's get to our good friend Todd McShay, and then we have Stephen Shea guys on picks after that.
Before we get to Todd McShay, he's brought to you by Barstool Golf Time. That's right. You know what another term for short season is? It's golf season, and it's here. All of us on the Part of My Take show are going to be hitting the course as much as we possibly can over the next few months. And we're going to be booking all our tee times on the Barstool Golf Time app. That's Barstool Golf Time. Check out the app right now. It's super easy to use. Take all the hassle out of planning your next round of 18. Most importantly, when you book with Barstool Golf Time, you earn rewards points towards exclusive Barstool merch. Book your next tee time by downloading our exclusive Barstool Golf Time app, available in the App Store. I'm going to be hitting the links this summer. I'm going to try to get an 8 or below using a putter on a 460-yard par 4, 430-yard par 4.
Yep.
Going to have to go review the 18th hole at Augusta. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen with the Barstool Golf Time app. You get rewards points. You earn them when you book a tee time and you complete a course review. The more you book and review, the more rewards points you're going to earn. To write a review, all you have to do is filter to your course, click the Submit a Review button on the course home screen after you finish a round. Download Golf Time today. Start earning rewards points towards exclusive Barstool merch. Now here is good friend of the program, Todd McShay.
Okay, we now welcome on our good friend, Todd McShay. You will see him on Thursday night on ESPN. The NFL draft is here. We had Daniel Jeremiah on this week. We talked to him about this draft feeling like it isn't as, I don't know, it doesn't have the pop that past drafts have had. And I'll pose the question to you that I posed to him. Why? Is there a specific reason you can point to that's like, it doesn't feel like there's as much being talked about coming up with this draft as opposed to the last few drafts.
First of all, you call me a good friend, but you text me once a year and ask if I'll come on your show.
That's true. That's a good point. Wait.
Is that how you treat all your good friends?
No, hold on. I definitely texted you before that. I definitely did. I'll find that. You answer the
all
question.
Right.
I'll find out. I'll find all the good friend stuff we did.
Gotcha. All right. No, quarterbacks. I mean, that's a simple answer, right? I mean, last year we had 5 quarterbacks in the top 15. You had 3 in the top. Was it 3 in the top 4? I think it was last year. So, and Trevor Lawrence and the buildup for him going number 1, and the Jets going to take Zach Wilson. I mean, there was a lot of intrigue last year. This year, the talent levels of a notch below just about every position too. And it's not great to be hyping up the draft on Thursday and saying that just about every single position you go across the board. Like I would take Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater over the top 2 tackles. That doesn't mean that Ike Ekwonu from NC State and Evan Neal from Alabama and Charles Cross from Mississippi State aren't very good. So to me, the intrigue this year is, and I've talked to 3 GMs in the last 5 days. I've talked to 10 different teams in the last 7 or 8 days. Almost every single conversation starts with, I can't remember a draft where like you talk to a different team and like all 4 receivers, let's say Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, his teammate in Ohio State, Jamison Williams from Alabama. You can literally find teams in the league that have those 4 in all different orders. And there are different teams that have Drake London 1, Olave 1, Garrett Wilson 1, and Jamison Williams 1. So then you go to like offensive tackle. I know the Giants and the Carolina Panthers have, I should say I know, I am told, and I believe, based on the source, Charles Cross from Mississippi State ahead of Ike Ekwonu and ahead of Evan Neal. And then there are other teams, like Houston very well could take Ike Ekwonu at number 3. And if he doesn't go 3, he could go 4.
Right.
But every position, I think, is just a tick behind last year. And this year's receiving group, we could have 7 receivers in the first round. Mm-hmm. I would bet on, if the over-under is 5, I would take the over.
That's crazy.
So
which is as good as 2 years ago. It's
right.
A lot like 2 years ago when Henry Ruggs was the 12th overall pick. That was the first receiver off the board, but there were 6 first-rounders. Last year there were 5, but Jamar Chase, there's no Jamar Chase in this class.
So is there any position, would you say, like, this is the draft of X position that's better, like, unusually good? The punter? You've got Ariza. Is this the draft of the punters?
He's a good jumping-off point. Edge. I think edge and wide receiver are the deepest groups. And it's weird because this year, because a lot of shortened schedules last year in 2020 due to COVID, forced a lot of players to come back to try to prove that they were first rounders or second rounders or third rounders. And so there's more talent in the 3rd and 4th round this year than any draft I can remember in the last 20 years of doing this. But no one wants to talk about the 3rd, 4th round, right? But I think edge, when you have potentially the top 3 picks coming off the board at one position that's not quarterback, that's a big story. I mean, I think Trayvon Walker is going to be the pick for Jacksonville, which is a surprise. But that's based on like conversations in the last 3-4 days, honestly.
Right.
I thought all along that they would go with the solid double, Aiden Hutchinson, leader, team guy. He's prepared. He has the stats. 14 sacks a year ago compared to Trayvon Walker, 9.5 sacks in his entire career at Georgia. So, but you look at this position with Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, who is going to go somewhere in the 2, 3 to 8 range. I'm told the parachute pick would be the Falcons at 8. But then after that, Jermaine Johnson from Florida State, George Karlaftis from Purdue, Penn State's Arnold Ebiketie, the Boye Mafe from Minnesota. I mean, there's a lot of edge defenders and a lot of wide receivers. And that's why I think you might see teams like the Jets who pick at 4 and 10 and then 35 and 38 pass on receiver early, especially at 4, because when the tackles run out, they run out. After those first 3, there's Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa, and then there's a massive drop-off after that. So I think tackles are going to go quick because teams know we can't get a starting tackle day 1 early in the 2nd round.
I like your answer about how each team has these guys, ranked differently, because I think that actually plays into what we're talking about this draft, maybe not having the pop. A lot of fans go into the draft, and it's almost like you have a guy circled, and it's basically you go in the draft, you hope you draft the guy that everyone's saying, and then if you don't, you can bitch and moan. Right now, everyone's going in the draft, and there's basically everything's a question mark. Let me ask you this. There's a couple teams that have multiple picks in the first round. Everyone feels like they want to trade back, but at this point, there can't be a big market for trading back because of this draft, correct? Like, it's going to be difficult for teams to say, "Oh, let's punt to the future. Let's get another pick next year and trade back in the first round with our second first-round pick." That feels like it might not happen.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And I think, as I mentioned before, with offensive tackle, that could be the spot or the position that you see teams move up for. Normally it's quarterback, right? I don't think we're going to see any movement at quarterback. In fact, I'll be shocked that if a team in the top 19 picks that didn't trade up takes a quarterback. So maybe there's a team that moves up ahead of Pittsburgh. Maybe Pittsburgh has its eyes set on Malik Willis from Liberty and says, we're not going to wait for a team like Detroit or Atlanta or Seattle who have a bunch of picks later to try to move up ahead of us. So maybe they get out ahead of the curve. But if nobody traded in the first 19 picks, I don't have a team for you that would draft a quarterback.
What about Carolina?
Pittsburgh, what's that? No, I'm told that it's not going to happen. And
really?
I was surprised when I heard the news on Friday, and then I talked to two different general managers that had heard the same thing, that Carolina – I think Matt Rule wants to draft a quarterback, but Matt Rule, if things don't go well next year, isn't going to be there. And I'm told it's kind of both sides, that Matt Rule wouldn't be disappointed to go be a head coach in college football again. Mm-hmm. And the organization isn't going to let a coach that might have just 1 year or maybe not even a full year left as their head coach be a major part of their decision-making for the future. So, Atlanta at 8 is not taking a quarterback. I don't see Seattle at 9 taking a quarterback. I think you're going to see the run happen where it should happen. These quarterbacks are back half of the first and early second round quarterbacks. That's where the grades are.
That's also part of it, because we are now conditioned, and you can go back to even the Christian Ponder draft where he was a big bust. But we're conditioned that no matter what, the week of the draft or even the month of the draft, quarterbacks will start getting the buzz, and they'll start moving up the draft board. So you're saying that this might be one of the first times in a long time where the quarterbacks get picked where they probably should get picked, and there's not this crazy rush where everyone jumps up and maybe reaches a little bit.
It's starting to look like that.
Wow.
Very much so. And it's like, it's funny when you talk, because in the media, like we're so conditioned that that's exactly what's going to happen, right? Like, all right, here we go. It's mid-April. Where's the buzz? And then you hear one little whisper about, this team can move up. And it's like, all right, it's going to start. And everyone is like, Malik Willis, I'm hearing he's going in the top 10. Tell me where. I don't see it. This year's class reminds me so much of 2013. Let's see if I can remember that. Blaine Gabbert was a surprise at 3 to Jacksonville, right? Then it went to, I think, 22 with Johnny Manziel. Then Teddy Bridgewater was 32, I want to say, the last pick in the first round. And then Derek Carr was early second with the Raiders. And then New England drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to say at pick 62 or 64. So it reminds me a lot of that class, because there could be that one wild card that we don't foresee at this point. Because remember, if you remember back to 2013, I thought Bortles would be the first quarterback off the board.
He should have been.
I didn't think at number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that shocked everybody. Anyone who says that they knew that and does not work for the Jaguars at the time, they're lying. So this is very similar, and it won't surprise me too. Like if Desmond Ridder or Matt Corral or Sam Howell, very similar to Derek Carr and Garoppolo, wind up being the better quarterbacks 5 years from now, and they were the second round picks. I mean, that it almost went in reverse order in terms of career success. Throw out Johnny Manziel in that, really.
Yeah, but Blake, I hope that's not a ricochet shot at Blake right there, because he beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
That's true.
He did.
He ended Big Ben's career.
Bridgewater had a little bit more sustained success. Carr obviously was better than Bridgewater. Garoppolo isn't better than Carr, but he's won bigger games.
Yeah, so it was a 2014 draft. You did nail the Teddy Bridgewater.
Was 2014?
2014. 62 overall was Teddy Bridgewater, or was Jimmy Garoppolo. But yeah, you this is actually a very good comp draft where it's a lot of guys late in the first and early in the second. Now teams, let me ask you this for quarterbacks, because we've seen it. You can even point to Teddy Bridgewater. We saw it with Lamar Jackson when the Ravens moved up. Will there be that move up at the end of the first round because you know that you actually you have that extra year of control for a quarterback? Was that where you could see, I mean, I don't know, you tell me what your quarterbacks rank, like Sam Howell or someone like that, getting someone trading up into that last pick in the first round?
I absolutely could see that. I've heard that Atlanta has a thing for Matt Corral. That wouldn't shock me. You see, it's strange this year because the 32nd team usually doesn't need a quarterback, right? But Detroit made that trade. Stafford, now they have the 32nd pick. And so Detroit, I don't think Detroit is hell-bent on taking a quarterback. I'm certain they're not taking one at 2, right? At 32, I still think they want to build their team. And then they pick a few picks later, early in the second round. So it wouldn't shock me if they came out of those first 3 picks without a quarterback. But if you're a team that likes a specific quarterback and you don't know what Detroit is going to do with that 32nd pick, yes, you want to move up ahead of Detroit. Mm-hmm. And also the wild card here, the Tennessee Titans at 26. Ryan Tannehill turns 34 this upcoming season, I believe, 34. And his contract, it eats up a ton of cap space next year, but then they could get rid of him. They could part ways after the 2022 season, right? So draft a quarterback this year if you're Tennessee. Like if Malik Willis is there or Kenny Pickett is there, draft him, sit him, let him develop, let Tannehill go do what he did last year. I mean, they won a bunch of big games. He bit it. Tannehill did in the playoffs, and they played well. So to me, it's like, all right, we're paying, I want to say it's like $38 million next year for Tannehill. And then the following year, you could be paying $3.5 million, $4 million for the next 5 years for the quarterback that you draft. And then you get to take that other $33 to $35 million and go, secure AJ Brown, bring in some veteran free agents. So that might be the play for Tennessee. So to me, it starts at 20 if there's no trades. Tennessee's kind of a wild card at 26. Detroit at 32 is a possibility, but then Atlanta is lurking. I think they pick at 38 or 39 early in the second round, and Seattle's lurking. They pick at 40 and 41. They have back-to-back picks early in the second round.
Huh. What's the mechanics like of the actual trades on draft night? If you're a GM and you're going into the draft, you already have an idea of like which teams you're going to contact when it's your turn to choose, and then who might be interested, who might not be? Or are you sending out like 30 text messages to every GM you know being like, hey, if you want to move up, I'm looking at a deal right now. Send me your best offer. How does that work?
Well, a lot of those calls have been going on for like the last week and will continue to go on this week. Kind of just playing scenarios. Hey, if don't be surprised if you get a call when you come on the clock. I'm not telling you who we're looking for, but if the draft goes a certain way, and you don't iron out details now necessarily, but you can get into discussions on what would it take. If we're sitting here, I'm just throwing on a number 9, but we want to get to 6. Like, what would that take? And try to like get a parameter done so that when you're on the clock, you're not starting from scratch and negotiating back and forth. So a lot of teams are working that out right now. It'll be interesting. I've heard Houston. They pick at 3 and 13. They're a wild. Every GM I've talked to says like, we kind of know that the edge rushers are going 1-2, whether it's Trayvon Walker Hutchinson or Hutchinson Trayvon Walker. But at 3, Houston could go Ike Ekwonu at offensive tackle. I heard they actually like Derek Stingley ahead of Sauce Gardner at the cornerback position. They're one of a few teams I've now heard that have that flipped. And then they also love Garrett Wilson. They're not taking Garrett Wilson at 3. But because they have so many picks this year, they could try to package a couple later picks to move up from like 13 to maybe, let's say 9, right, with Seattle, to get ahead of the Jets and Washington, because the Jets will have a wide receiver need. I think they'll go a different position. It could be cornerback, offensive tackle at number 4. And then the Jets will be sitting there at 10 with maybe like Drake London sitting on the board, or Garrett Wilson if Drake London goes 8 to Atlanta, because I think the receivers will start to come off the board at 8. but then you've got 10 with the Jets, 11 with Washington need wide receiver. If Houston likes Wilson as much as my intel is saying, then it wouldn't surprise me if they moved up and got in the top 10. The Chargers really want to get an offensive tackle. Don't be surprised. They're a player or two away. Don't be surprised if they package some picks to move up. If like Evan Neal is still available, if it goes Ike Ekwonu at 3 or 4, and then Charles Cross goes number 5, it wouldn't shock me if they tried to move up. Carolina wants an offensive tackle, but they also want picks because they don't pick in the 2nd or 3rd round, and they've got a bunch of needs. So that could be a team that winds up moving out of 6 to allow the Chargers to come in to get a tackle.
So when you're doing all your, you obviously have your own film study, but then you're talking to GMs. Is there ever, especially during draft week, is there ever a case where you talk to someone and you're like, I think this guy's just trying to get me to get some smoke out there? Like, has that happened to you? So
absolutely.
So when that happens, do you like, all right, I'm not trusting this person anymore? Or are you like, okay,
totally,
okay, so that does happen.
I had a good friend once feed me information that was not true, and it done I have friends, like real friends, like that I had past history
like
with,
us,
whether we're going to school or working with, whatever.
Yeah, me and you, we're real friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We text all the time.
Right.
and he gave me information that the organization specifically asked him to give to me to get it out there because they were trying to maneuver around and make sure that a player got picked before so that the player that they wanted would get to him. And I haven't trusted him since. That was like 12 years ago.
Wow.
I'm still friends with him, friendly, and we talk, but yeah. But I keep a list of, I have like these little note cards. I keep a list of like anything that like jumps out. Because most of the time you're just talking scenarios and then going through position group rankings, right? Like this is how we have them. That way I keep a list of like, all right, team X has this, team Y has these receivers, team Z has these receivers ranked in that order. But then I also, if something really jumps out, I keep a separate sheet of like, all right, they gave me something very specific that was kind of out of character. Did this happen? If like the potential was there for that situation to occur, did it happen, or did they go the exact opposite way? And that's who you learn. I mean, I know there are 4 guys in the league that I know they're not going to lie to me.
Right.
There are probably 8 or 9 other guys that I'd say they're 80%ers. It's not, and nothing has been blatant, but there are a few that it's good to talk ball with and get their feel on some positions. But I know that when it comes, like the last 10 days before the draft, their agenda is to use me to try to, move the board a little bit.
You got a burn book. I like that.
You should start using us. So when you know that someone's lying to you, you should give that to us and we will put it out. Because we don't care about being wrong ever.
Right. No, that's become very clear.
we in fact embrace it.
Yes, exactly. That's actually do you think there's a space for us in the NFL draft world where if PFT and I just specifically our only use is for teams to give us bogus stories that we then push?
Worst buzz.
Yeah.
Top 10 worst buzz. Like,
yes.
These are things you absolutely like. Detroit is taking Malik Willis at 2.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that.
Actually, we should get Billy's dog to be the draft expert.
Yeah,
that puts out all the bogus takes.
Yeah, we could do it.
A strong buzz about Malik Willis to Detroit
at 2.
Kenny Pickett is a lock to go. Matt Rule recruited him, Temple, the whole thing. He's a lock. I'm told it's already done. They're working on the contract.
Speaking of which, we're going to run this on Wednesday. We're going to debut. We have a new website that you should check out. It's called kennyshands.com, and it's everything that Kenny Pickett's hands are bigger than. So I don't know if
not much.
No,
actually,
Todd. How about a Swisher Sweet Pack? Bigger than that. A Ballpark Frank? Bigger than that. A John Deere utility tractor? Not bigger than that. So you could just hit the button over and over and see what his hands are bigger than. They're bigger than a lot of things.
Is that when his thumb's disjointed, or is that when they stretch it out?
He's got perfectly normal thumbs, Todd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
He wears a glove. What else do you want?
This is why I like coming on the week of the draft to get like final word on guys.
Yeah, so all right, so along those lines, when it comes to hand size, when it comes to loving the game, when it comes to 40 time, those are all tiebreakers for you, right? Or is there a specific attribute that is not a tiebreaker, that is a building block? Like, because I've always assumed when you talk about hand size, obviously you want bigger hands than smaller, but if the guy's really good, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, I mean, to me, a cornerback there's no position that is driven more by numbers, and specifically 40 time and arm length. I mean, that's critical because it's like, a fraction of a second, it's inches. So like a cornerback with 31.5-inch arms versus a corner with 33.5-inch arms, it sounds ridiculous. But you take that extra 2 inches and you add it to a 4.39 versus a 4.49, like that can be the difference in like 5 pass breakups a year or an interception or 2.
Yeah.
And getting back into a play when you get out of phase. So that position, you weigh it more. There are some positions like you just kind of have – I've kept logs and logs and have all these analytics of what's most important. Like the short shuttle for interior offensive linemen is critical. Who would have thought? Right? But it's just that short area burst and like the mirror and slide lateral ability and body control, staying under control when you're trying to go full speed and then have to reverse direction. So there are definitely things that I weigh a lot more. It's not like how, height, weight, 40 time and bench press. I mean, bench press is one of the most useless things, in my opinion, in scouting.
Disagree.
But it would be pretty cool to get 42 reps, though.
Yeah, I mean, how else do you know how sweet a dude is?
It's the most fun. It's the most fun event at the combine. I mean, there's like a crowd around the scouts. You got the weight coach, the trainer standing behind, screaming at the guy. Mm-hmm. All the teammates are cheering him on, punching his chest before he gets like. That's fun. It's a fun event to watch, but like, what did I learn when it's done?
Yeah, this dude's strong. Yeah, no shit. He played college football for 3 years. he's been in a weightlifting environment before.
Yes.
We were talking the other day about comparing this draft to like players that are currently in the league. So doing the thing where you're like, if Tom Brady at his age right now was coming out of college, where would you have Tom Brady going?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, he's going in the first, but probably a little bit later to a team that legitimately has a chance to make a title run.
But does he really love football?
It's wasted on the Jags and Detroit and the Jets and all those teams that are picking in the top 10 for the most part. But, yeah, I could see a team that's a quarterback away or needs an upgrade. Like Tennessee, yeah, give me 1 year. Give me 1 year and we can win this whole thing.
What about Aaron Donald?
I mean, he'd go in the first round again because I think Aaron Donald's got 2, 3. I mean, if he wants to, he's got 3, 4 left in him.
Yeah, at elite level.
At least you're getting at least 1 year, and if you're going to draft him in the first, you got to at least get, I would say, 2 to 3 out of him.
Who do you have number 1 on your big board?
Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, out of players that are currently in the NFL.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually good. Would it be Patrick Mahomes?
Josh Allen?
I would go Mahomes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I'm going to get 4 years out of Aaron Rodgers. And, MVP, like, I don't know.
A lot of headache, though. A lot of headache.
Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jaguars. Are they an instant contender?
I don't have to coach him. I just have to draft him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Rodgers, what?
If he goes to the Jaguars, are they an instant contender?
Yeah. Yeah, in that division, yeah, they would be. I mean, to get in the playoffs, not Super Bowl, but to get in the playoffs, they would be in that division.
Mm-hmm. What's when you're like regrading, do you go back and regrade your own drafts, or do you go back and look at all these drafts from the past to try to figure out, okay, what was wrong? Or I guess my question is, how do you decide what's a success or not? Is it years? Is it, like if a guy, you draft a guy in the second round, he starts for you for 4 years, is that a great pick?
Yeah. If he starts and plays at a good level, I mean, the Pro Bowl is so watered down, but like all pros obviously are kind of the standard.
Yeah.
If you get a second contract out of first round pick, you did your job. Is my kind of. I mean, there are different elements to that, and obviously we're seeing a lot more trades and the wide receivers moving around and all that. But I think if you get the goal is to get a player who comes in the first round, and is giving starter quality reps year one, and then becomes one of the best players on your team. And then you sign them to a second contract. So now you've got 8-9 years out of a player. That to me is kind of the standard that you set. And history shows if you get 3 quality starters out of a draft, you can replenish your roster. Obviously a free agent or 2 here and there, But if you get fewer than 3 in a draft, you're in trouble. And that's why teams are so afraid. Like scouting used to be like 80-20 with tape versus character and durability. And now it's close to the opposite. Obviously you got to figure out who can play and who can't play, but so much of it is figuring out who the guy is.
Yeah.
More money, more free time, more fame than a human being has ever had. How's he going to handle that? And that's a tough. That's why every team in the league has a psychologist, and they try to weed out some of these guys. And that's why there are some real surprises, sometimes in the first round, occasionally here and there. Like, wait, why didn't he go in the first round? Well, he, failed a bunch of teams' psychological tests, or the medical wasn't as good. Like, it's crazy. You can talk to teams like, what do you think the medical on Jamison Williams is? And one team will be like, oh, he's ahead of schedule, not worried at all. Another team would, well, we don't think we're going to have him for 8 weeks in the rookie season. He's not going to be as explosive the entire rookie season. We're hoping, so we've bumped him down. And some teams just take players off the board, and then other teams will still have them on their board. So that's a tough read every year.
Yeah, that's interesting, the psychology.
I got one name in particular that I'm curious about. It's Kyle Hamilton, because he's an awesome player.
Yep.
But every year, the best safeties, they tend to fall a little bit, because you can make the argument that a safety isn't worth a first-round pick unless it's, like an Ed Reed or a Sean Taylor type of guy, which those guys come along like once a decade. But I feel like Kyle Hamilton is one of the best players in this draft. Is there any chance that he would be worth like a top 10 pick?
I think he's one of the 7 best players in the draft. I do. I think he could go 7 to the Giants, but I think that's when the draft starts for Kyle Hamilton. The 4.59 didn't help him in the 40-yard dash, and then running a 4.7 on some scouts' watches at the pro day. It's part of the reason why he could slide a little bit. Like, if you're going to take a risk on a player at that position, he better it better be check plus in every box, right? And so now, all right, I'm going to spend a top 5-7 pick when I could get a wide receiver, a corner, an offensive tackle, or an edge rusher. I got to know this guy's damn near perfect, right? And Kyle Hamilton on tape is damn near perfect. I love his tape. You can play him at dime linebacker. You can play him as the overhang in the slot there. He can play, single high, 2 high safety. He has great range versus the run, good tackler, great ball skills, plays faster than that 4.59. So, to me, I love his tape. And I've heard from 2 different teams that made good points. Like, it's not that we don't value safety. It's that if you're going to take a safety, you better be a player or 2 away from making a run. Like, when we're picking in the top 10, it's got to be foundation pieces. Like, if it's not a quarterback, it's got to be an offensive tackle. You got to protect that guy behind you. You got to get after that guy in the other team. Give me a pass rusher, whether it's interior or on the edge. Typically, it's edge guys. And then wide receiver, you could argue, has become the second most valuable position in the NFL. Just look at all the contracts this offseason. So, and corner too. So, all of those positions are there, and they can be critical elements of what you're doing. Safeties become more and more important as teams have gotten bigger slot receivers and flexed out tight ends and work in the middle of the field. But and with so many teams in spreads and going tempo, and when you're stuck, if I have a safety that can play free safety, move him to strong safety, he can play dime linebacker, he can play overhang, I can stay in the same personnel and line up and just move him around rather than subbing guys in and out.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think it starts at 7 with the Giants, but then he gets into trouble because it's not going 8 to Atlanta. That's going to be a wide receiver and edge rusher. 9, I'm told, is Davis, the big nose tackle, Jordan Davis from Georgia. And if it's not, it could be an offensive tackle. 10 is not going to be a safety. I would be very surprised if the Jets took him at 10. 11 could be Hamilton, but I'm told they really like Chris Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State, the Commanders do. So then you get down to 13 with Houston if they don't trade out is a possibility.
Yeah. Okay. I actually, you brought up something there that's interesting. You said one scout or a couple scouts had him timed a little bit slower. If you're scouting scouts, who are the best scouts in the game, right? Who's got the best time? Who's the guy that you're these guys rarely miss on somebody?
I'll say Kevin White with the Ravens because he worked with me for 10 years. So that's an easy out. But, it is strange. The 40 time on thumb, like literally, like just your instinct or catching him to take off could be like the difference between a 4.43 and a 4.39.
Mhm.
You know, so it's just over time, but it also is amazing. Like I've done a bunch of it. Like the more it's like anything, the more you do it, the more it's consistent. You can almost eyeball it. I can tell you within, a tenth of a second, usually like where a guy is.
Wow,
Just
just start doing that.
Just by like watching the tape, or do you have to be there in person?
Be there in person.
That's cool.
Be there in person. Yeah,
That's like
we play that game all the time at the combine when we're sitting there bored. Like four, we'll just like there'll be like five of us, like 4.43, 4.44, 4.47, 4.49.
Is there any guy that's been way faster than you thought he was? Some guy that looks like he's running slow, then they show the time, you're like, holy shit.
Oof. Brees Hall surprised me. I knew, like I heard reports that he had good time speed. He has some speed, it's build-up speed, but Brees Hall, his workout was outrageous. He could be coming out of Iowa State. I mean, almost 4,000 yards rushing, catches the ball really well. He's kind of like Le'Veon Bell, but a little bit more annoying in terms of the patience. Like it's patience to a fault sometimes. Like, come on, like, let's go. But when he gets going, he breaks a lot of tackles and he does have a second gear. But I didn't think he was going to. What did he run, like a 4.38 or something? It was ridiculous what he ran at like 217 pounds. He's the only back, and I think Kenneth Walker from Michigan State is a better pure runner. But I think if one back is going to go in the first round, I would say it's Brees Hall. And I think the most likely team to take him would be the Bills at 25.
Ooh, I like that pick.
Yeah.
All right, so Todd, this has been awesome. I had one last question. It's the rowback question. Put in promo code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase, RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE for 20% off. Q-zips, hoodies, all of it with rowback. All right, so we try to let our fans sound smart on draft night. I posed this question to Daniel Jeremiah. I'm wondering your take. What are the few teams that they just nail a position over and over? He said Steelers wide receiver. But give me another team or front office where you're like, if they pick this position, you would put your life on the line that guy's going to pan out, so that listeners of this show, when they're watching with their buddies, they can be like, oh, there we go. Whatever. Texans, they just picked the cornerback. They always get that. He's going to be good.
Oof. The Bengals have been really good at wide receiver.
Yep.
If you think about it over the years, like even going back to like Hushman Zada and Chad Johnson,
It
seems like they always have a good receiver. The Patriots with like defensive front seven guys, they can't pick a receiver, running back, or cornerback to save their life. Typically, there have been a couple exceptions here and there, but anytime they go all in on a guy in the first couple of rounds at wide receiver, running back, or corner, it's been a crapshoot. It's been way less than 50-50 hits. But usually defensive front seven guys, they're good at.
Okay, that's a good answer too.
Yeah. What about how many Georgia players do you think are going the first round?
Ooh, good question. Let's see.
Thank you.
Great question.
We've got N'Kobe Dean is the 0.5 in this whole thing, but a Trayvon Walker, Jordan Davis. Am I missing anybody else? Let me see here. I think it's two.
Stetson Bennett, if he had come out.
Oh, Devontae Wyatt. Stetson Bennett. I heard that. Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle. And then N'Kobe Dean to me is a first round pick, but I'm told by multiple teams that there's a really good chance that he's early second. He was the best linebacker in football. He was the best player on that defense. I mean, I know he doesn't play edge rusher or defensive tackle, but N'Kobe Dean's a stud. And he's still available. But then you also have like Quay Walker in the second, Channing Tindall, the other linebacker, is going to go second or third. Now that group, you could make an argument that was the best defense in the history of college football.
Yeah.
They
were insane.
Yeah, they really were.
You mentioned Olave. Is there any chance, just give me a percentage, of just something greater than 0%, that the Commanders take a quarterback?
I'll give you 0.5%, I guess.
Couldn't be zero. What the fuck? You and Schefter just live to fucking twist knives in my heart.
Telling you the truth.
Wake up in the morning.
I hate the truth. I don't like the truth.
The truth is real.
Lie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it would make sense for the future, but I mean, we're talking about the Commanders now,
Yeah.
But also, no, but all reality, who's going to be an upgrade over Carson Wentz in this class?
No one.
Yeah.
No one. He's great. He's a great quarterback.
So let's go see what we can do next year, and then like next year's quarterback class is shaping up to be similar to last year. I mean, you could have 4 or 5 first rounders, and it starts with Bryce Young from Alabama, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State.
Yeah. I just think that with the position that Snyder's in right now, you've got Ron Rivera. He doesn't need to do the thing where he drafts a quarterback to try to extend himself by another season. He doesn't need to extend his contract. He knows that Snyder's probably not going to fire him now because he's too busy looking after his own ass. So I think you're probably right. I just wish that the number was greater than 0.5%. That's all.
Sorry to disappoint, buddy.
Yeah. Well, Todd, thank you as always. Also, I'm going to text you more. I just think it's because we work with Dave and Elio's all around, so it feels like you're here. Your presence is always felt.
How's it been with Elio, my good boy Eli Jones?
He's crushing it. He's the best.
Man.
There's no one who does videos like he does on Twitter, and he also. Something about his Twitter experience I love so much where he's so like genuine and he'll retweet people who give him compliments, whether sarcastic or not. He'll like when people are mean to him, he'll be like, I got 4 kids. I'm trying the best I can. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
He's
to watch.
been like this. I mean, I've known him since he was like 19. He's been like, I would always love having class with him. He would sit in the back of class and be like, cheat. And the teacher would be like looking around, professor would cheat. And then sometimes he'd come into class with anarchy. just constant. He couldn't get through a class without making a scene. And he's like a 19, 20-year-old adult, It's not like you're 13 years old in middle school.
Yeah. Character issues.
He's never had to grow up, which is why I love him.
It is. That's true. He's found a way. A lot of us are in that same boat. Well, Todd, thank you, and good luck on Thursday night.
You got it, fellas. Take care.
Todd McShay was brought to you by Chevy Trucks. It's almost draft day, and everybody's got an idea of what their team needs. If you're looking to give your own team a winning season, you need the new 2022 Chevy Silverado. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is sweet. It is an awesome truck. It will take your breath away. From the popular LT model all the way up to the top of the line High Country, the new 2022 Chevy Silverados have a redesigned interior, which gives the cabin a spacious and more premium feel. They're available in 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreens as well inside. Silverado also offers a 12.3-inch reconfigurable driver information center for new levels of personalization. Strap on the cleats, get off-road in Chevy's most capable off-road pickup, the first ever Silverado ZR2. Next level off-road capability right from the factory. These things are sweet. I cannot tell you enough how awesome the Chevy Silverados are. They've got front and rear electronic locking differentials that ensure that the max power goes to all the wheels, aggressive off-road cut front bumper, and large underbody skid plate. Go drive one today. Don't wait. Go drive a Chevy Silverado. Tell them Pardon My Take sent you. Silverado is as strong and as dependable as the people who drive them. It's the official truck of Pardon My Take, the official truck of fullbacks, the official truck of college football season. Put some muscle on your team. Make your story a strong one in the new 2022 Chevy Silverado.
Okay, we're going to wrap up with Guys on Picks. It is the NFL Draft on Thursday night. Stephen Cheah, our colleague, is our junior NFL draft analyst at Barstool Sports. Why are you laughing?
Former senior draft analyst.
Former senior, but you made many mistakes, so you're a junior analyst now. For people who don't know Stephen, he's been on the show before. You are obsessed with the NFL draft. How many NFL drafts have you gone to?
7 maybe, 6 or 7.
Yeah,
so kind of when it was in New York. Now that it's on the road and now that I'm doing stuff here, I don't go anymore. But I went from everyone from 2005 through 2012.
What's your favorite draft memory?
My favorite draft memory. Can I
rephrase?
Yeah.
When is the time that you knew that you were in love with the NFL draft?
When I showed, I don't know how they do it now. How they used to do it was you would show up in New York City. It was at, I went to the one at the Javits Center, and then it was at Radio City for a long time. You'd show up the night before.
So you'd take the day off from work?
No, so I would go, it used to be on Saturday.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
go
right,
on
right.
Friday night, right after work, put your football jersey on. Football hasn't been on for 2-3 months.
Uh-huh.
You'd wait in line with hundreds almost thousands of other fans in football jerseys.
Upper three figures.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I've seen this scene because it's all the famous fans are there.
Oh yeah.
When I was in Chicago,
the Jets
I went
guy
and
with
talked
the
to
hat,
him.
the Raiders guy. Yep.
Yep.
So you camp out like it's Black Friday.
Yes. And then you used to wait on line until
In line.
In line.
No, it's just a dumb internet argument.
It's a New York
fucking
thing.
stupid.
Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, no, you can
Semantics.
say whatever you can literally say whatever you want. I don't care.
When you're on Long Island, you say in line, and when you're in Long Island, you say online.
Yeah.
I went to college in Long Island, which was some of the time.
Ran a
that I was at the draft.
4.40, no big deal.
Correct. Hand timed, so unofficial, and I have a 2-point stance, but still happy.
Billy looks like he's gonna puke. All right, keep going.
So you'd just be talking with all these like super fans about your team needs, and be like, "Oh, you're next to a Bears fan? Oh, like, you know, how are you guys feeling about this season or whatever?" Every single person has like an NFL magazine, like a draft magazine that's
Right.
like very outdated, and just going off of this and just saying about how they really like this player, and that is the absolute best. And then this would go on for about 12 hours.
So you wouldn't
before they
sleep.
gave the tickets.
You wouldn't sleep.
I would like the morning of. They usually gave out the wristbands around 4 to 7 a.m.
And then you go home, and then come back.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in line or online, would there be like any celebrities? Like if Mel Kiper walks by, is everyone's like, "Holy fuck, Mel Kiper"?
Not at that time, because that's just like all
Yeah.
those people already have in.
Yeah.
The first year I went, Golick came on like the next day when we were in line to get into the place.
Which Golick?
Mike Golick?
Senior.
Senior. This was 2005.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just
What happened there? You just saw him?
He actually came over and talked to me.
Really?
And out of like all the people, and I was
He
with a
knew.
couple
He
people.
knew that he's got an eye for talent.
He said,
He
"You know
picked
what?
you out.
He said, "You know what? This is a special boy."
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
And
guy.
I was a huge Mike and Mike. I'm more of
Do
a
you-
Greeny guy, but
Do
Yeah,
you think
same.
that it was kind of a Make-A-Wish thing where he was like,
No,
"Oh,
he
this
just-
little kid, I'm gonna," and he's like a 22-year-old Stephen Cheah.
No, he just recognized that he saw the twinkle in this young man's eye and said, "This guy watches ball."
Yeah, he's gonna someday be the junior draft analyst at Barstool Sports.
I mean, it was 2005. I was wearing a Bucks jersey. We had the 5th pick. He came out and asked me some Bucks stuff. So
Are you a guy that would ever boo your team at the draft?
no, why you're
Yeah,
going
come
there
on.
to support your
PFT,
team?
That's a disgusting question.
I mean, you see the Jets fans do it. I love that. That's maybe my favorite part of the draft. Is like when Jets and Eagles fans
No, it's all
boo
the
their
future.
first round
It's the
pick.
future.
But there's something that's so beautiful to me about how abused a fan base can be, where they immediately boo their own future.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it is great, but Steven would never.
I wouldn't. But on the flip side of that, it is extremely exciting, and it's kind of like diminished now with like the leaking of picks. But like, I guess one of my favorite memories would be, was it 2009 when the Jets took Sanchez, and they traded up, and it was a big thing, and you don't know what's happening, and then Tagliabue or Goodell would come out and be like, "All right, there's been a trade, and nobody has the information yet." So then they cut to Mark Sanchez like in the green room, and everybody's like, going crazy around him, and then you see the Jets are on the clock, and they're about to take
the
this
drama.
guy. That is the ultimate like.
Draft moment. Now,
Yes.
you wouldn't boo, but you would cry, because you did cry when the Bucks picked Devin White, number 5 overall, and
did
then
not.
he became a stalwart of a championship defense. But you did cry. We were sitting next to you.
Didn't cry.
You cried.
I was upset.
You cried a little.
I was pretty upset. The
You
guy wanted in a position of need, the top guy who wasn't expected to fall to number 5, Josh Allen, not the quarterback Josh Allen, the edge rusher from Kentucky, fell, and he's right there. It seemed like a layup pick.
So do you want to apologize to Devin White? Oh, you'd still rather have Josh Allen.
No. Devin White's been awesome. I mean, he helped win a Super Bowl. He was incredible last postseason.
So you can apologize to him?
I don't
Like, that's
I
the
don't think
biggest day of his life, and he goes on the internet and he sees Stephen Cheah in a Bucks jersey crying because he's like, this guy stinks.
it wasn't true. I issued a statement shortly after to congratulate him and welcome to the team.
Yeah, but
We're
how many
both
people
wearing
saw
Bucks
that?
pins.
How many people saw that statement as opposed to the initial
Cry.
reaction?
Right.
That's a fair point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it is a fair point.
Why didn't you delete the original post?
I don't know. I mean, did I even post it? I don't know. You probably posted it.
I think I probably
I think
posted
Big Cat.
it. I
But
think
why
I
didn't you
probably
ask
posted
Big
it.
Cat to delete his post?
I would never. Journalist
wouldn't-
integrity.
Yeah. Fun fact. I also gave
This
Devin
is not
White.
going to be a fun fact, by the way. Just
It
so
is.
people
No,
understand.
I gave
You
Devin
know,
White.
I literally don't care what
No,
you gave
this
Devin
is actually
White.
very
Ever. You could have
significant.
given him AIDS, and I would be like,
What
no.
was your fun
not
fact
fun.
yesterday? You had a fun fact yesterday that was like the...
Oh, it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, it was the opposite of fun.
Yeah.
It was... all right, so go ahead. Fun fact. That's not going to be fun.
Devin White was going to wear number 41, and I almost never DM athletes any specific things.
And you're like, you should honor our president by wearing number 45.
No, so he said he wanted to wear number 40 because that was his number at LSU. But he came out for a photo shoot in number 41, and he wanted to wear Mike Allstott's number, but it's retired. So he couldn't. So he just picked 41, and I wrote him a message. I was like, hey, his hashtag in college was GetLive40. Cool. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, 41, like, that's all right. But I was like, 45 is available. It's a linebacker number 2. What about GetLive45? He changed his number that day. And the next shoot.
So you were the guy.
Okay, I was wrong.
That was fun.
That was pretty cool.
Fact.
So if his number goes up in the Ring of Honor one day with the Bucks,
it's because
part of me
Stephen
will be
Cheah
out there.
did it.
A very small part of me will be
You're
out
the
there.
five.
Just the 5.
You're the guy behind the guy.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is actually more important than being the guy.
And he wrote back to the DM with like a bunch of like question mark like.
No, you get full
emojis.
credit. That's I've heard enough. So maybe someday he goes into Canton.
I would
think he would. Maybe you would give him. An
I would almost rather the Bucks Ring of Honor because that's
of course
like,
you would because that's
his
higher
numbers
than
there.
Canton. Yep, that's bigger
that's
than
me.
Canton.
I'm in that stadium forever.
In a
Bucks
way,
Ring of Honor always supersedes the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
The 5 is your number being retired.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
As a fan,
that's true.
Who would you say is the best super fan
Of the Bucks or any team?
of the Bucks?
Buck Nasty. He's in the Fan Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the face
Where's that
paint and
rank?
the horn on the helmet.
Is it Bucks Ring of Honor, Fan Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame?
It's different. I mean, I could be a fan that's in the Bucks Ring of Honor.
You could also be a fan that's in
Right.
With
the
the
Pro
5.
Football Hall of Fame too.
Now, do you think they'll ever maybe
Got
just
that fan section
like
there.
forget the
Yeah.
Devin White part? Do you think they'll ever just put Stephen Cheah in the Bucks Ring of Honor?
I'm not ruling it out.
Yep, I knew that would be your answer. All right, okay, let's do some questions. What do you got?
Before we get to the guys on picks, I had a question for you because we talked about it very briefly on Monday's show. But I'm challenging DK Metcalf to a decathlon, and I was wondering, is there any chance? What do you know about the 5-yard dash? It's an event that I invented.
There's a 40-yard dash, and you can take like the 10-yard split from that, which is
right. But like
I've never heard anyone doing the 5.
A 5-yard dash. Is it advantageous to have long legs when you're running?
I would think so, right? Because you can basically
You're
do
the
that
scout,
in
I
one
don't know.
bound.
Mm-hmm.
So like once you get out of your stance, you take one, and he's 6'4". So
What if I get off to a real good start though?
I mean, you're going against like a world-class athlete, so I think it would be tough to, and a guy who has a track background. So I figure he's not going to have even if you have an incredible start, you're probably at best even with him.
Okay. All right, cool. So I can tie him. Got it. Thank you. That's all I need.
I mean,
to
you
hear.
beat him in a race already, so I don't know why.
I used to
more.
challenge people to short 10-yard swimming race because I do think I could beat a lot of people in that, but that's a little bit different than a dash because that's more like your push off and everything.
Yeah,
I think I could take him 5 yards. I really do. I got great get off, Steven.
I mean, if you got a good get off, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we do the picks or the questions about the picks? Guys on picks.
All right.
Okay, are you gonna get into serious Stephen Cheah voice?
Yeah,
the
please.
draft.
I shouldn't have said anything. You will, but I'm looking forward to this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Everyone note the
don't-
difference in Steven's tone when we start talking about
I don't
this.
even know what type of questions to expect because I obviously multiple-time AWL and listen to the show, obviously. So is it going to be actual like serious draft questions or like kind of a
if
funny spin?
if you could suck off any of the prospects in this year's draft, who would it be? Wait, you're going to actually answer this? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I thought that was a question.
There's no brain quite like yours. All right, Jake, go ahead.
All right, what's up, box munch for Cheah?
True, Cheah is Junior Soprano around these walls.
Is there a
the greatest
QB
pussy eater we've ever met?
Pleasure or woman?
Is there a QB who you think can actually make a difference if he starts right away? Also, thank you for the data.
Ah, you're welcome. Follow at Trusted Data for all my gambling picks. And I'll have NFL draft props out tomorrow.
Love it.
Quarterback that can start right away. Kenny Pickett from Pitt is like the most pro-ready guy. I kind of like Desmond Ridder at Cincinnati.
Talk to us about Desmond Ridder.
Cincinnati, his like NFL comp is like Marcus Mariota, so it's not like great. Like we have to take into account that the draft this year is watered down.
Right.
Like typically there's like 18 to 24 players universally that all GMs agree are like first-round picks. These guys are guys. This year it's like I've heard like 12 to 16, which is like bad.
Does that hurt you personally?
I mean, it sucks because you want something to look forward to. What is kind of cool is like, you know, we're taping this on what day is today? Tuesday at 12:15. Like, we don't know who the first pick's going to be.
Right,
that is cool. Yeah, you're right.
There is some intrigue around that, and I'm sure the NFL is trying to keep that quiet and stuff like that. But like betting lines are changing like crazy. Like right now, as we tape, Trayvon Walker is the favorite to go number one. A month ago, he was 30-1 to go number one. He hasn't played any games since then. So like, what exactly has changed? But as far as like the quarterbacks, like ideally you're going to have like a guy who's going to be, Joe Burrow. There was, he was the number one pick, but like the tank for Tua, like kind of like people that are going to be like, all right, no doubt, slam dunk, number one. He's where the game is going, but that's not the case this year. And we're seeing like Malik Willis's line, like he was, favored to go in the top 10 as of like 2 days ago, and now he's sliding down. He might not go in the top 12 to 15, and that could be interesting.
So what in your expert opinion is the reason why this draft is so bad? Why are college football players shit compared to 2 years ago?
I mean, I don't think there's necessarily like they're much worse. It's just like there isn't a guy like next year with, the edge rusher at Alabama, Will Anderson. Like he's a guy that people are like looking forward to, even though he's not like the premier like quarterback position. But you just don't have a guy that like took over a college football. Like if we look at mock drafts from like a year ago, the like way too early ones, like Sam Howell was a projected number one overall pick, and he's not going to be a first rounder.
Can I coach you up a little bit on that? That's more a test of how strong your take game is. The answer is name, image, and likeness made college kids not want to play sports as hard anymore, so they're not working out. That's why this draft is bad.
But I mean, like next year's draft is probably gonna be pretty good. Like we already got like a blue, but like it changes. Like he could be terrible.
Have you thought at all about like the 2040 and 2041 drafts and what the impact of COVID with births in America is going to do to those draft classes?
With births in America?
Births. They're gonna have,
births.
It's all the COVID sperm.
Yeah. No, there's less. There was less childbirth in like 2021. Have you thought about that?
I didn't even know that. No, so no.
Teams should probably start getting their ducks in a row.
Scholarships are going to be down.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to focus on winning the day. We can't really think about 20 years with down the road.
Give me one bust. Who's going to be a bust this year?
It's always hard to say
because
last
year you had Devontae Smith.
This is going to be awesome because
I didn't say no. I said
we're going to be able to follow you this entire year, and anytime this player does anything good.
Last year he had Devontae Smith does not have an NFL body bust.
No, my tweet started out during the national championship game with I think Devontae Smith will be a great pro, but I can't see a team picking him in the top 10.
Torching Ohio State.
Okay, he got picked 10th. He wouldn't have gotten picked 10th. Like
he did. No, he got picked top 10.
Top 10.
That's a fact.
A team traded up to get him.
That is a fact.
Yes,
it was a bad take.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It was very close to being an incredible take.
But it wasn't.
I think it
was a bad take.
I respect the take. I respect that you said it, no matter how wrong it was. So who's your bust this year? Stephen Cheah's guaranteed bust of the 2022 NFL Draft.
It's hard because, like, I want to say Trayvon Walker. Just because, like, I'm a traits over production guy, and that's what the whole draft is about. You don't have to have, like, incredible...
That's how you got led to Devontae Smith being a bust. Traits over production. That's literally how it happened.
He did it.
He had a Heisman Trophy year, but his legs were skinny.
I mean, he was... There were rumors that he was playing at, like, 155 pounds.
I know.
Rumors. There were whispers.
All right, but keep going. Trayvon Walker, yeah.
So, I mean, he has everything you want. He's 6'6", he's, 270 pounds, he ran a 4'5", like, great... super long arms, 35 and a half inch arms, but like we haven't seen it on the field. He played on a loaded defense. You think if you're playing on a loaded defense, you're going to get a lot more single rush opportunities. You're going to make a difference. He had 6 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss. He didn't have a single game with like more than 1 sack. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Duke Manyweather, who's like a great offensive line guy, put out just a ton of cut-ups this morning on Evan Neal, who's a left tackle for Alabama, versus Trayvon Walker, just absolutely dominating him. So it's like, why are we valuing this guy who on an incredible defense, like if he's on a no-name, like he wouldn't stand out, but like he's on an incredible defense, he should have the opportunity to eat, and he is not doing that consistently.
But traits.
Wait, you're the traits guy.
Traits.
You just made a strong argument.
You need to have some
production.
You need to have some production. He did not. Like, he just didn't. So what are we looking for? He's not refined. He's not like a technician. He's a freak athlete. That's cool, but like not a lot of those guys when you get to the league where everyone is a freak athlete like succeed. So I would say if I would pick one bust, it would be him. The other flag that I would have, and there's a lot of smoke around this guy, is Kayvon Thibodeau. He was a projected number 1 pick going into early in the year. He's fallen off a little bit. And I love hearing these. I don't love hearing these, but they're always interesting to hear these like red flags around guys. Like, does he love football?
Yeah.
This guy has like a ton of outside interest. He started his own cryptocurrency.
So, all right, here's a hypothetical. If we could just, if science was so advanced, we could take Stephen Cheah's brain and put it into Kayvon Thibodeau's body, would he be the number one pick?
Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't have the idea, but Trayvon Walker?
No, but your brain, like your love of football.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He'd be the greatest player of all time.
I mean, yeah, he'd be extremely dedicated to his craft. He would have very little outside interests and just focus on ball.
We can say Billy.
What are your thoughts on Malik Willis?
Okay.
I like him. I just want to hear what you think about him. Where do you think he's going? All this stuff.
Sure. So he's not ready right now. Like, people, the immediate thing is like he went to Liberty. Like, he was at Auburn. He transferred. He's not ready. I know like Dan Orlovsky like loves him, and like he does have like a lot of fans, and he's getting a lot of like top 10, top 15 grades from like NFL GMs. But again, we're talking about a watered down class. If we're talking about him in like a good year of quarterbacks and regular draft picks, he's like a borderline like first round guy. I definitely think he's a first round player, and he probably has the most upside of any quarterback in this draft. He's not tall. He's like around 6 feet, but he is like a thick boy. Like he's 220. So he can sustain hits. He's very mobile. He's got a very strong arm, but like you win games from like in the pocket, and he is still refining that. That's not to say he's not going to be a very good player, because there are a lot of very good guys like that can succeed at the NFL like that, but like he needs a lot of seasoning.
What about Pete Prisco's take that he's a running back? Can you just say that he's a running back so we can clip it for social and then he'll post it on his accounts?
He has good size for a running back.
Yeah, thick boy.
Yeah, he is a thick boy.
Okay. Next one, Jake. Good answer, Steven.
Thank you.
This guy knows ball.
Sup, senior draft analyst Steven.
Nope, that's wrong.
Daddy Cats.
Oh, actually, no, that's correct. We offered him he could either be junior draft analyst or senior draft analyst, but not
can
senior.
I choose senior?
No, you already picked junior.
I think on this show, I don't think that you have the eligibility for that title.
Yeah, you're junior.
Fine.
Okay.
We've never promoted you on this show.
Short King PFT, Honks William, Nicotine Addict Jake. My team doesn't have a first-round pick this year, and even though we traded away our first-round pick and got a great quarterback out of it, I'm a little bummed we won't be on the clock. What's the best way to spend my Thursday to help fill that void?
Now, I don't know if we're ready to say Justin Fields is great yet.
Yeah, that was ambitious.
But I could be another team. Was there any other teams that traded away their first pick last year?
The Bears were the only ones that popped into my mind.
Yeah.
For a court, I mean,
we traded our first-round pick last year for Justin Fields.
Denver traded their first-round pick for Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be it.
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. So that was all right.
Yeah.
So it probably is Denver.
Your brain has.
Oh yeah, I was right away. I was like, wait,
it's infected mine.
I was
too,
like, Justin
because
Fields,
I'm like,
I like him, but is he great yet? I don't think
he's
so.
a nice guy.
Yeah, he's working towards great.
He's getting better.
He's striving every day towards great.
He's getting better at taking pictures with fans.
Mm-hmm. All right, so repeat the question. We got sidetracked. What do they get excited about? Is that what it was?
Yes,
pretty much.
Okay, for Thursday. Yeah. I forget who said this. Someone with the Dolphins organization. It was like, I'm just going to watch Tyreek Hill highlights all night. It's like, that's what you do, because like that's what your pick went towards. So yeah, it's less exciting, but like think about it in a positive way. Like you dealt a first-round pick in a very watered-down draft.
Yes,
so
that's what I'm going with. Is that like the Bears were very smart.
Yeah.
There's like maybe 5 first-round talents in this entire draft. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 times that probably, but that's still a very low number.
Yeah, it's low. It's half.
Yeah.
Less than half.
Yeah.
They're all made up numbers.
Be less than half. Yeah, that's the thing I don't really.
They're absolutely not made up numbers.
Yes, they are.
That's the thing.
Someone made them up.
I don't really understand, Stephen, how that works. Where it's like, well, there are only 15 first-round grades in this draft compared to like other drafts. Aren't you just graded based on who you're playing with, like your peers? How do you say like that a different draft class has higher grades? How do you do any sort of like accurate comparison to know that? Because they just play against who they play against in college, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're scouting the individual players, their traits, how you think they'll translate to the next level. So like how that's determined, like you're obviously going to grade each player based on your grading system, which teams have different grading systems. Like it could be a 1 to 7 scale, it could be a 1 to 9 scale.
Why would you ever go 1 to 7 or 1 to 9?
Like the pretty common.
Yeah. Really?
Why don't you just do 1 to 10?
What was Devin White?
I mean, it depends on the team.
Who's the highest you ever seen?
Myles Garrett was very high. Like, I don't know, like nobody gets like a 9, but like, if he's on a 1 to 9 scale, probably like an 8.3, like something like that. Like that's
what
like
a weird scale.
Yeah, why don't you just go
like
to 10? I don't get it.
I don't know. Like they're associated with like different adjectives. Is that
Okay, like the
adjectives
spider
where
chart?
Yeah, so it'll be like solid, good, very good, elite,
Right.
Pro Bowl, whatever.
Wait, what's higher, Pro Bowl or elite?
I don't know what the
Bucks Ring of Honor.
what the 1 to 9 scale was, but the 1 to 7 scale that I used was like.
Yeah. Also, if every team had as the top thing, Bucks Ring of Honor.
Well, yeah, but teams grade each player differently. But as far as like how we get to like that number of like 15 or whatever, surveys are sent out to GMs who then fill out like where they roughly think will go. So like universally, there are like roughly 15 guys where everyone agrees this guy's a first rounder. That's what that means.
Most of a GM's time around the draft is spent just doing like meaningless, tedious paperwork and bullshit. Like why do they fill out this like survey and then send it back?
I mean, they want to get this info too, right? Like they want to double check like, okay, am I crazy for thinking like this guy, like Daniel Jeremiah, who you guys just had on, like he's a big fan of like Nick Bonito, who's an edge rusher from Oklahoma, but like a lot of guys don't even have it like a day 2 grade on him.
Wow.
So is he a guy, like it's a sanity check, like DJ has him in his top 50, so like am I crazy for thinking this guy because he has like a really good like pass rush win percentage and his measurables are really good, like is he really not a top 50 guy? So I think that's what's going on right now, and you hear the term like groupthink thrown out a lot with the combine, because a lot of these scouts and like GMs and like personnel guys, they're all friends, right? So they're all competing. But you do have people that like share information. So you want to hear like, okay, I think this guy's good. Do you think he's good? Like, what do you think about how he'll translate to the next level? That type of stuff. So a lot of that's kind of going around. And this week is lying season. So like people are trying to throw each other off sense, but that's my favorite type of season.
Is there any draft analyst out there that like what they say is gold, like word is bond, and then is there somebody out there that you're always suspicious? You're like, that guy's a smokescreen for one of the GMs.
Oh, as far as like being a talking head for someone?
Yeah. Who's in whose pocket here?
I mean, there is like one guy, but it's also like very close to home. So like it's noted that like Dave Portnoy, like Todd McShay, and Joe Douglas are all very good friends.
Dave
so,
doesn't care about the draft.
Exactly.
Joe Douglas is his friend, but he's the Jets GM, and Dave is a Patriots fan.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like McShay could put out some like potential like propaganda.
McShay's talked about it before. He's
he's
open
not
about it. Yeah,
he doesn't deny it. But it's certainly a conflict of interest.
You would never do that, though.
I mean, I carry the water for my team, so
yeah, that would be an understatement. All right, let's do 2 more.
2 more. All right. Hey, Steven, big fan of you and the data.
Thank you.
I'm a Seahawks fan, unfortunately, and aside from QB, I would love an edge rusher. Xander Leonard out of Florida State is a guy I have my eye on for the last couple of years. He's a big 6'2", 290, was insanely productive before taking a COVID year off. He bounced back with 5 sacks, and even though he got moved inside, does him getting moved around affect his stock negatively or positively?
This is a fake guy.
You got it. Steven sniffed it out.
Dude, he would never.
Wow.
This would never. Like, this person thinking he can get Steven. Steven is fucking on top of this shit.
Good job,
Xander Leonard.
Yeah, come
Good
on.
job,
PFT's
Steven.
name,
It was
yeah.
my
Come
name,
on.
yeah. I was testing you.
That was really impressive.
I mean, there's no way Steven's going to get got.
Steven, he didn't even take a breath. He was just like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That was good,
He
Steven.
knows it. He knows the big board.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Xander Leonard sounds like an awesome player, though. Just the name.
Yeah.
You have to admit.
That is a cool creative player name. Seahawks are an interesting team at 9. Like, what are they gonna like? They have a ton. Like, are you trotting Drew Lock out there as a starter? They're like a sneaky team for a quarterback, but I don't think they're gonna take one at 9. Like, they haven't re-signed Dwayne Brown. Like, they have tackle needs, they have edge needs, they have like a ton of needs. So I'm interested to see what they do. And they also don't have a lot of picks.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's trying to trade back this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 10 teams trying to trade back. Nobody. You're probably going to be able to get a good deal in terms of trading up, though.
Potentially, it depends like where the runs go, because there's going to be like a run of receivers. Like, once either Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett go, like, you got to be nervous if you're a team that has, a quarterback needy team that has the other guy high. But yeah, like, speaking about trading back, like, you're looking for future assets because, technically $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow, but next year's draft is so much better than this year's. Like, you're going to want to load up for assets for the future.
What's your one bold prediction that you have? Like last year, Devontae Smith won't be a top 10 pick. That was wrong.
As far as draft night or like how these players will be?
No, draft night. Like I see this guy going earlier than everyone else does, or later.
Yeah, there's some medical things with linebackers right now, so. I would say Nakobe Dean, who's probably the most productive player on Georgia's defense, the linebacker, is not going to get drafted in the first round.
Oh, okay, that
and
is
bold.
bold.
He won't even be the first Georgia linebacker drafted. Quay Walker is, from what I'm hearing, like kind of a lock to be drafted in the first round. He had production, but he's definitely traits over production guy.
Okay, so that's pretty, because I think most people would say Nakobe Dean was the better player.
Correct.
But Quay Walker, so you're going out on a limb, Quay Walker before Nakobe Dean. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, last question.
Last question. What will be mentioned more by ESPN? Family deaths or drug abuse and homelessness?
How about can I help you with this?
Sure.
How about don't even know, because we're going to be watching the NFL draft show hosted by Stephen Cheah.
Yep, and Brandon Walker and Roan.
And it's going to be incredible.
Deion's going to be there.
Deion's going to be there.
Dave will be there. A bunch of people.
Are you guys going to be doing any sort of those sob stories behind any draft picks?
You should. Roan will
have
probably
one.
get one. Yeah, Roan will probably get one. Roan does a really good job with the fact checks.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot of stuff. It's always one of my favorite events of the year.
Oh, really? The draft?
Well, like the show. But yes. No, it is very exciting.
Steven, there's no one who loves anything more than Stephen Cheah loves the draft. The Bucks have been good, obviously, the last couple of years, but before that, he would start talking about the draft.
Halloween.
Like week 8. He'd just be like, the Bucks, listen, now they got a nice pick coming up. Things are going to start locking into place.
Well, I deal in the currency of hope, and once your team sucks, and it's very obvious they suck, you need to
shift to the draft.
Believe something is going to turn it around, and if losing helps that cause, which it does if you're getting a better draft pick, then it's like, okay, let me start believing in getting ahead of the process.
Now, are you still doing the TB12 method? Because Tom Brady came back, you're doing that all year round, right?
Correct. Through January 31st, 2023.
Except birthdays.
Except family birthdays.
What about pussies? Pussy
and
on
holidays.
the TB12?
That is on the TB12.
Approved.
Yes.
Approved as
Do
organic.
Gluten-free.
Do you want to drop the link for the instructional video that changed your life?
So I haven't. I mean, I watched it.
No, this is serious for all the male and lesbian AWLs out there that might be looking to educate yourself. A lot of time, guys don't know about that stuff. Steven's got a very important video that you should watch.
I watched the tape. Yeah, I mean, when I watched it like 15 years ago, it was on X videos. I don't know if it's on that site anymore. I don't use that site anymore. So
this is literally a scene from American Pie, where he's like watching
the tornado.
In his room. Like,
spell the alphabet. How do I eat?
Well, that's the thing. Like what they tell you. Like
I don't want to do this.
No, I do.
So like
I've done it many times with him, and it's bad.
Yeah. So what the like common way you'll see an adult film.
I don't want you to explain.
Yeah, no, that's what he was going to do. That's what he was going to do.
I want you to just like say what's the name of the video in case other people want to.
I don't know what the name
is. Yeah,
of it.
that's
I mean,
what
you
he
can
was going to do. He was going to teach us how to eat pussy.
Yeah,
that's why I said I don't want to do this.
I just want to stop people from painting the
with me.
fence,
Yeah.
and that's what most people are doing.
Painting the fence.
Yeah. I said we should remake
targeted precision attack.
We should remake The Irishman with Stephen Cheah being like, I didn't know you painted fences, and he's just eating pussy across America.
Who's going to get mouth cancer first? Stephen Cheah from all the HPV or Jake from dipping?
Jake, definitely, easily. Last thing, Stephen, numbers, but also prediction for the Bucks this season.
Their like record?
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Yes,
Super Bowl winner.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
They better.
Heard it here first.
Does Tom Brady really love football? He's all about like crypto, his side businesses. I got a red flag on that.
That's a fair point.
Tom Brady will retire if he wins the Super Bowl.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think we all
sign me up.
Would you rather have you guys not win a Super Bowl this year and win one next year, and then Tom Brady retires, or Tom Brady wins one this year, then he retires?
I think you definitely take next year, right?
Because
then you get 2 more years.
Yeah, but like it doesn't matter how many years it's about winning. So,
right.
Like, I would rather
you'd still win.
You'd still get that win, but you'd also have a year where you didn't win in between.
But you'd get Tom Brady for 2 more years, so you wouldn't be irrelevant for at least
matter,
2
right?
more. Well, you specifically, it matters a lot because your relevancy as a human being is reliant on Tom Brady.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh no, factually that is absolutely
correct.
I
would say more so JPP than Tom Brady.
We haven't re-signed him. And he posted an Instagram story. He's like, "Bye, Tampa."
Oh no,
No, you can't say that anymore.
But you know who he did
NT.
bring back?
Who?
Giovanni Bernardo.
Oh, God. All right, numbers. 22. Hank picks 6.
25.
3 for memes.
Give me 77.
70 minus 1.
Steven?
Let's go Super Bowl 57.
Come on, 69. Get under there. Get under there. It's getting
I hope
sucked
Hank
up. It's coming.
wins
It's coming. It's
without
coming.
being
Suck.
here.
Oh.
63. 63. All right, Steven, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Penguins can't taste sweet, savory, or sour.
Love you guys.
What if you give him a warhead?
They don't have taste buds.